woke up one day with an itch to play Mario, but Mario is a fairly simple and easy game to play. And I can't have that. So I decided to see what would happen if I blindfolded myself and had someone verbally guide me through the game. I called up my most chaotic friend I have, Jacob of course. We plopped down in front of the original Super Mario Bros. And gave it a shot. Our first attempt wasn't that bad, all things considered.
So you know how 1-1 looks, so just kind of walk forward and jump over the Goomba coming up. You did? Oh my god. Okay, so now you're in the first 2 pipes. There's another Goomba coming up. Jump. Oh, hold strong jump. Big jump. There you go. Keep jumping. All right.
Sorry. No, that's your fault, actually. And this is where I get to learn I'm a chronic over-apologizer. But that's not relevant to Mario, so I'm just gonna sweep that one away for later. We kept trying for a bit, to various degrees of failure.
Jump. 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 Keep run. Jump. Okay, that was on me.
Sorry. Actually, I'm gonna stop saying sorry because it's not my fault.
Oh my god, these game overs are gonna be so brutal if you keep going to the very okay.
And after dying the 5th time, we realized doing this challenge with this game was gonna be next to impossible, because after you lose all your lives, it restarts you to the beginning, and you have to do everything all over again. Mario Bros. 3, a classic. I like this one anyway. Can we play as Luigi?
I don't think so.
What? But you're the controller. Make me pick Luigi.
Okay, press start. Press start again. Press right. Press A. Alright, now you're Luigi.
Awesome. Different game, yet same situation.
Run and jump again. Now, keep going. Okay, there's a piranha plant. No, don't jump.
Oh, sorry. I assumed that you assumed that I would get over the piranha plant.
I assumed... Okay. Jump. Jump. And again. Oh, you jumped. I was like so shocked you made it. I forgot to tell you to jump over the pit. Jump, 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 jump. There we go. Jump. Okay. Okay, let's be cool and calibrate because it's the furthest we've gotten.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's go a little slower now because I think this is pretty easy.
Moving?
No, you're just not moving at all.
How's this?
Jump. So now we're dodging some piranha plants. Jump forward. Jump, jump, jump. Oh my god. Okay, keep jump forward. Jump forward, jump forward. It's looking a little scary. Okay, big jump forward.
Run?
Yeah, run forward. All right. Okay. Will you just take like 1 step to the left for me? Okay. Oh my god.
After getting a bit further and further with every few attempts, kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation, we managed to beat the first level in around 10 minutes.
Run, jump, big jump forward, but like instantly. And just keep holding forward, okay?
Like that?
Run forward. A little bit more. Little right. Little right. And hold jump. Yeah.
We did it.
We did.
That was so stressful.
Oh, now imagine watching it.
It was a small achievement in the grand scheme of things, but it was the first shred of proof that we could at least build enough teamwork and communication to accomplish something together, and that's a big deal in this situation. We entered the second level and started chipping away at it when we realized this game also starts you over if you lose all your lives.
Oh.
What?
So,
Do we have to do it again?
Yeah.
Super Mario World! What an awesome game. The funny thing about using this game to do the challenge is it continues the tradition where I still have yet to play this game like a normal person. The first time ever touching it was the Kaizo Mario ROM I played a while back, and now I'm playing it blindfolded. I still, to this day, have no idea what this game actually looks like. So we started from scratch yet again, and we're trying to figure out a plan of action. We decided to only play up until the first castle because beating the whole game would have been genuinely awful for everyone involved, but since there's 2 ways to go, we had to figure out how we wanted to play the game.
So, do you want to try and clear this whole island or just make a beeline straight to the castle?
I just want to beat it.
Okay, then yeah, let's go right. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
This video is not going to be easy.
And this is where I get exposed in front of millions of people. Okay, I'll admit it. I don't know my left and rights. Like, it's really bad.
So keep running to the left. That's the right. A little to the right. Hard left jump.
Oh.
Left. I saw that.
I don't know how I never learned them. I think maybe I just faked knowing them as a child and got away with it somehow, and now I'm like this, finally reaping the consequences 20 years later. I've tried to use those tricks to help me remember, like the one where they say, if you hold up your hands in an L shape, then the one that's a real L is left, L for left, and all that. But, like, I do that, and in the moment, they both look like L's. So, anyway, Jacob is realizing now that he is partnered up with someone much more incompetent than he initially thought for this little gaming session. Onto the left path we go.
Do a run, jump, and then stay still. Jump. Run forward. Oh, wait, stop. A, run, and then stop. All right.
Huge.
Jump forward.
Okay, wait, still jump.
Now, yeah!
Sorry.
Okay, well, short-lived mushroom. Okay, walk forward. Okay, stay still. Jump forward. Okay, let's walk up a little bit. You can put some oomph in it. It's a slope you're climbing up. Now chill. Oh, a little more. A lot more. Even more. Oh my god, I'll tell you when to stop. Now stop. Jump forward. Oh, wait. Jump forward. Oof. Jump forward. All right, jump forward. Jump again. Okay, stay still. Jump to the right. Jump.
After a lot of struggling and still not beating the level, we decided we should just make a beeline straight to the castle for our own sakes. And that was a good idea because we beat that one on like our first try.
Time your jump. Now go. Keep run, jump. Just keep running. That's it. And you hit the bar.
Did I?
Yeah. That level felt like it was made for the blindfolded players.
Even though that little win felt good, our newly blossoming confidence was short-lived as Jacob realized what the next level was. I didn't know if it automatically, I have to walk to it.
No. Oh my god, this is... Uh-oh.
This was a platforming level full of timed jumps, changing blocks, moving platforms, and a death pit over nearly every jump. It was truly the worst thing we experienced. What kind of jump?
Medium. And jump again. Oh. Walk a little bit. Jump right. Need a little more jump from that one. A little more. Now jump right. And jump right when I say go.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine for you to mess up, but let's not jump to the left.
Okay.
Out of panic.
I just feel like it'll undo my mistake.
No, it doesn't. No. Jump forward. Okay, so that's 3 tight jumps. You're not dead though. Okay. What? Go to the left? You were just stranded.
After making absolutely zero progress, we decided to backtrack again and play the optional level we tried in the first place, to the left, so we could flip the switch and make this level actually possible with a blindfold on. We were prepared to spend a lot of time on it again, like last time, but I guess after working as a team for like an hour at this point, we were starting to get the hang of it more. We were building more of a language for ourselves. We barely got to the checkpoint the first time we tried it, and then coming back to it, we beat it immediately.
Jump. Big jump. All right, perfect. That's where we died last time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so keep going to the right. Jump forward and mash jump again. Oh, you didn't jump. That's fine. Damage boost. Keep going right. Commit. I just got so scared.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yay! The switch was hit, and back to the worst level ever we go. But this time, a tiny bit easier, because at least we don't fall to our deaths every jump anymore.
Jump. Good. You're going to medium jump to the right, and then you're going to do a big jump when I say go.
Okay.
So, medium jump. Perfect. Little left, jump. I never said right.
I didn't know.
Why would you assume something at a time like this?
Because sometimes you say jump and I'm running right. And...
No! If I could paint you this... Actually, Jane, take off your blindfold. Just look at this freeze frame we have. Okay, you're at the mushroom block again.
Okay.
So just press your A and then walk forward.
What happened?
You got it. Medium jump right, and again on go. I have no idea what happened there. Okay, so go to the left, And jump. Oh, no, you're just dead. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. He walks off the edge. No, he doesn't. Oh my god, run, jump forward. Jump forward. Jump forward. Okay, okay. Go. Alright. Alright. Perfect. Walk. Again, too much is death, so walk a little forward to the right. A little more, little more, little more, little more, little more, little more. That's too much.
What made the level really hard as a duo of helpless blindfolded person and guide dog was all the really tight and timed jumps. I don't know how big or far of a jump I need to do ever, so Jacob needs to try and explain every single one to me the best he can. And even understanding this is a tall jump with medium distance, I don't know how to do that. What's that mean? I just have to click the buttons and hope I clicked it the right amount. And if I don't, I hear the Mario death sound and Jacob sigh. Plus, a lot of the jumps had to be perfectly timed since the platforms move. That was like the worst part for us.
Big jump to the right. Big jump to the right. Okay, go, go, go. All right.
I take a few milliseconds to process the action and input I need to make, do it, make it a third of the time, and then Mario slips off anyway because his shoes got no grippies on him. We finally make it to the checkpoint, and it doesn't even feel good. It just gets worse. We've spent so much time on specifically this level, and only just now made it halfway. We keep trucking through. At this point, I think it's really starting to take a toll on Jacob.
Oh, I passionately dislike this level. This is the hardest possible level to be blindfolded on. Okay. Oh my god. You didn't have the momentum for it. Oh, this is so hard. Oh my god, Jaiden, you do not understand how hard this situation is. Oh, this fucking level, Jaiden. This is so hard.
We got to the end. We can do it again.
Okay, hard right.
Huh. I guess this isn't really, like, that big of a challenge for me. You're kind of the one who's having to do all the work here. Whoops. My bad. Sorry. Anyway.
Okay, now we're going to do a big jump to the right on go. Not that go.
Oh,
Sorry. So, again on go, you're going to do another big jump to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Go. We didn't make it.
Oh.
And I'll tell you when to go left.
Okay.
Tall jump.
Sorry.
Jump right. That one was unfortunate. Not even your fault. Stop. Big jump right. Same thing happened again.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, I'm going to start looking out for that.
This level was really putting our friendship and communication to the test. We had to take everything we thought we knew as individuals, throw it away, and rebuild it all together through verbal sign language. We started implementing different rules, like, if you're explaining what to prepare for a timed jump, lead with, when I say go, instead of leading with the input, because stuff like this would happen.
Big jump to the right when I say go?
Oh.
I understand the confusion.
And since we kept dying from Mario's slippery little slime shoes, we implemented that Jacob would say left, and I pull back on the jump so we land perfectly.
A big jump to the right, and I'll tell you when to go left. Go. Left. Oh, this works perfectly.
We were becoming a stronger duo with every death. At least that's what it felt like to me. Jacob was still having to do all the hard stuff, so his morale wasn't quite there anymore. But after a full hour on this level...
Okay, so another run jump on the cycle. On go. Here we go. One. Yeah, we're coming up on it. Go. Walk slowly to the right. I think that might be the end of the level, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it is. Keep going. Don't have a Goomba here or anything, please. That's the end.
Run?
Yes.
Yeah, we did it!
Oh, so many times I wanted to give up. But look at us now.
We passed the goal and it felt like our souls left our bodies with how relieved we were. Since we'd been recording for a consecutive 2 hours at that point, I asked Jacob if he wanted to take a break, and he said, "No, I just don't think it's possible." So we took a break, one consumed pizza later, and our energy was rejuvenated, and Jacob wanted to be friends with me again. Since the levels were supposed to get more and more difficult, even though we had a pizza, we were still a bit unsure on how long their whole run was gonna be. But honestly, it turned out to be not what we expected at all. The stage before the castle was a water level with a bunch of platforms and fish and spike balls, and even though I had to learn how to swim at first...
You can get out of the water, right? You just have to hold up or something? Just jump, mash. I mean, have you played this game before?
No. We found a star power-up, and as soon as I got that, we beat the level immediately.
Wow, that's the level. Wait, not yet. Go left. More. Now go right. Okay. Hold right. There we go. Mario just looking at the pipe for a little bit.
The goal was touched after 3 minutes of attempts. Just like that, we were at the castle. I was optimistic because it was the last level in the run. But Jacob was not optimistic because he's played this game before and was worried about the boss fight, which is reasonable. Also, I'd like to mention, when I was sifting through the footage to write the script, I saw this sprite of Mario looking up at the castle, and I was surprised for a moment because in the Kaizo hack, the sprite looked like this, and I didn't know that wasn't the original. I really need to play this game at some point.
Jump.
Right now?
Yeah. What forward?
I don't...
You're gonna jump in place in a second. Now. I was a little off.
We were surprised to be getting through it so quickly, but it's ironic because the little cage wall climbing part surprisingly became the easiest part for us to maneuver, because when Jacob would say stop, Mario would stop immediately. So it was like instant feedback. It was almost like he was playing. Okay, maybe not really. Either way, we got to the checkpoint, and after that was an auto-scroller.
So now we have the auto-scroller section. Don't run. Careful. Now run. Jump to the right. Wait, actually, still jump. Ah, there's a fire flower there. Jump right. Okay, so jump and go right. Jump. Jump now.
We struggled a bit, but honestly got to the boss really easily.
Stay still. Run forward. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. We're at the boss door.
Oh. Funny little moment. We were standing in front of the boss door, and I wanted to take a moment to mentally prepare and get ready for the last little stretch. So I took my blindfold off just in time to experience a jump scare.
Whoa. I didn't know they did that.
It's terrifying.
I didn't know they did that. That's so mean.
The way the boss fight works is you have to jump on Iggy's head to shove him into the lava while balancing on a teetering platform. And we were really scratching our heads because how is Jacob gonna give me specific directions to jump on him perfectly, consecutively, and in the right direction if I need to keep avoiding the guy's fireballs and the ledge in general? We decided to just wing it.
Jump, maybe? Maybe jump right. Okay, so this is gonna take some time. Spam jump forward. Okay. You still move forward a little bit. Get that mushroom. Alright, jump forward. Alright. Jump. Jump forward. Jump on. Fireball. Spam fireball. Jump. Okay. You did half of those things.
What? I definitely did. Which one did I not do?
Jump.
Oh.
Hear 2 fireball sounds and then start spamming jump. There you go. Jump forward. Jump forward. Okay, that's fine. You got a mushroom. Jump to the left. Oh my god.
What? Did we do it? What happened? We did it, but we died before the game registered it, and so it didn't count. Huh, doesn't that sound familiar? As soul-crushing and slightly humorous as that is, at least we knew that it could be done with the right amount of luck. Which is another reason why I brought Jacob on board this project, because heaven knows I have nothing to bring to the table in that department.
Fireball, jump forward. Oh, perfect. Chill. Jump to the left now. Jump to the left. Oh, too far left. Oh my god, that didn't hit. Jump. Whoa. Jump. Okay. Left and... Okay, so I think I got the strat now. Fireball, jump right. Okay, face left and spam... Wait. Now spam fireballs. Oh! That's it.
What, really?
Yeah.
How?
We got lucky.
Awesome. That was easy.
Yeah.
By some miracle, we tossed that weird turtle into the lava without even looking at him. Probably the most disrespectful thing I've ever done in a Mario game. We beat the whole first world of Super Mario World blindfolded. What a tremendous feat we were able to accomplish together, and all because of the power of friendship.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time playing my favorite video game.
Well, that's good. That's what matters.
Did you have fun? Yay! All done. Thank you.
You still want to do the rest of the game?
How many levels until the next castle?
No.
If you're watching this the day it was uploaded and everything is gone according to plan, that means I'm subathoning right now. And now that the video's over, you can come back to the stream. So you should do that now. Please come back. Within the Pokemon community, there's a set of self-imposed rules you can add to the games to make them more challenging, called a Pokemon Nuzlocke. You can only catch the first Pokemon you run into per route. If a Pokemon faints, it dies, and you can't use it anymore. And you have to nickname your Pokemon to get more attached to them. That means if you aren't careful, you can technically lose a Pokemon game under those conditions. I've wanted to do a Nuzlocke for the longest time. I've started a couple in the past, but never actually got to finish any because busy. But today's the day that all changes. I decided to make a video on my first full attempt at a Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Let's see how it went. After breaking free from the back of the moving truck my mom stuffed me in and introducing myself to the neighbor Brendan, the kid that I always thought was a monkey said that he heard screaming up ahead. Professor Birch is getting mauled by a level 2 Poochyena, so I let his Torchic out and she scratches the crap out of it. He gifts me Torchic for rescuing him and I name her Teriyaki, my first Pokemon. Walking up the route more, I run into Brendan, who challenges me to a battle, where Teriyaki proceeds to also scratch the crap out of his Mudkip. Good job, Teriyaki. You're 2 for 2. Doing great. Professor Birch gives me 5 Pokeballs, and the Nuzlocke has officially started. I walked back up to catch my first Pokemon and ran into a Zigzagoon. Alright, not the best, but I can work with this. You know, I think we're gonna have a really awesome adventure. Dude! So Teriyaki one-shotted Zigzagoon with a critical hit scratch, but whatever. Contain your murder a little bit, alright, guy? Route 102 is right around the corner, and that's where I was able to catch Corn the Seedot. Look at us, couple of friends ready to take on the Hoenn region together. After watching the weird kid Wally struggle to catch his first Pokemon, I continued on to Route 104 and found a little Talo in the grass. Aggressive and screams and hungry? Oh yeah, I know your name. In Petalburg Forest, a Team Magma grunt jumps some random professor, so Ari and Teriyaki peck his eyes out. Oh, hello, Shroomish. I'm gonna name you Onion. I make it to Rustboro, and while getting ready to take on Roxanne's gym, Teriyaki kills another Zigzagoon I was about to catch. What's your problem with Zigzagoons, dude? But it turned out alright, because she also ended up evolving. Onion was able to destroy Roxanne with ease, and we got our first gym badge. Exiting the gym, we catch a glance that Team Magma is up to no good again. Something about the scorching earth or something. And this old man exclaims that they stole his Pico. Here's your dog. Also, you're coming with me. The mayor thanks me by turning me into his errand boy, and I arrive in Dewford to give a letter to Stephen. Alright, what do we got? Ugh. Okay, chomps. After finding Steven, it was time to take on Brawly, the next gym leader. Ari's a stone-cold killer, and easily earned MVP in that fight. Things were going well, 2 badges in, and the team is looking good. On my way to the next city, I caught a tentacle on the beach. Squidward. And after beating Team Magma and Brendan again in Slateport, it was time again to get ready for the gym battle with Watson. But as I was fighting some trainers, Chomps the Mawile got electrocuted a bit too hard and was killed. Jaiden, let's battle. I want to show you how strong I am. Okay. Ari, this is an electric gym. You're not allowed to fight in here, so you can just wait outside. While battling the gym trainers, Onion evolved into Breloom, and together with Teriyaki, they were able to get another victory. Now we were riding high. 3 gym badges in and no main casualties. With our massive confidence, we decided to take on the Winstraight family's challenge of beating all their family members. I had Squidward out front to get him some experience, but we ran into some troubles with Grandma. Oh god, it's gonna do a high jump kick. We can take him out, but I need a clean switch first. So I had to sacrifice Hushchild the Whismer, but honestly that was the safest move to ensure no one else died. Goodbye, Hushchild. You might be missed. While we were heading to Fall Arbor, fighting some trainers, Ari evolved. Oh, look at my big bird! Oh, look at you! Yeah. We were almost to town, but we had to get through the sooty grass on 113. Oh, jeez. Alright, Barf, get in there with the rest of them. I walked into Meteor Falls to see Team Aqua and Team Magma arguing about water and rocks. Can I go? So get over here too bad. They kept complaining and I had to go up the volcano they were blocking to fight Maxie, the Team Magma leader. That was a hard fight. Onion and Teriyaki were able to take out his Mightyena and Camerupt, but his Golbat hit hard. I ended up having to switch in Ari and double team up to win the battle. Not the most honorable of strategies, but it worked and we're moving on. On the way down the volcano, I ran into a mat shop. Oh, hello there, Chad. What? You're a female? Did I stutter? We arrived in Lava Ridge Town and started getting through Flannery's gym. During that time, Squidward was almost killed by a Fury swiping Kecleon. Fury swipes. Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage. Stop! But when it came time to battle, he pulled his weight and more. Honestly, with the team, there wasn't much I could have done to Flannery's fire Pokemon, but Squidward came in clutch by learning Bubble Beam, and it was all over for her. Badge 4, under our belt. Brendan met up with us outside the gym to give us goggles so we could walk in the sandstorms. I found a claw fossil, and Anorith was born. I didn't know what to name it, so my friend named him Gary. Now it was time for the 5th gym. After some training, Chad evolved into Machoke, and the team was leveled up. I started the battle with Ari, and after realizing I was in trouble...
Yeah, that doesn't do a lot of damage.
I managed to squeak by with more double teams. Ari was barely able to take out the first slacking, so when the second, stronger one came out, I knew I had to use a different strategy. I brought out Onion to leech seed it and try and get more chip damage in, which worked, but he was also killed by Slacking's Facade, which I thought he could take. Chad was able to finish off the rest of the fight, but that was the first death that actually hurt. I'm not crying. Someone's just chopping onions in here. But with every down, there's an up, and Corn stepped up and was ready to fill Onion's spot. While passing through Mauville again, Watson asked us to help him turn off the city's generator, and while down there I found a Magnemite. You wanna come with? Okay. We kept on our way, catching Spurky the Electrike, and while fighting some trainers, Corn survived 2 very close calls. He took a Swords Dance boosted Fury Cutter by Ninjask, and a misclick from me which resulted in him tanking a wing attack from a Talo. No! Corn, no! Oh. Dude, Corn, I'm so sorry. You're such a trooper. Good news is Squidward evolved while training, so that's neat. We arrived in Fortree City, and this was a gym I was really nervous about. Not only did we not have a good team to take on a flying-type gym, but Winona's Altaria is notorious for sweeping teams if she sets up too many dragon dances. I went to the grass to train up the team, and the worst happened. Corn was killed by Pin Missile from a Zigzagoon.
Wait, no. Stop, Corn!
Corn, no! Corn! You monster! How could you do this? Is this why you kept trying to kill all the Zigzagoons? I want to think that Corn sacrificed himself because he knew we were at too much of a disadvantage going into Winona's gym, and by opening up a space, we could get the type advantage we needed to stand a chance. With a heavy heart, I brought Zip Zap Zop the Magnemite to the team, and realized how much more grinding I was gonna have to do. I had to fight so many Merrills to get Zip Zap Zop on par with the rest of the team. You wanna know how many? The move Thunderbolt can be used 15 times before it runs out, and I had to go back to the Pokemon Center almost 6 separate times to refill it, meaning Zip Zap Zop killed more than 80 Merrill that were living in that lake. Winona led with Swellow, which Zip Zap Zop was able to take out, but she immediately brought out Altaria, which made me very scared because I know she's got Earthquake on that thing. I didn't have a clean switch, and I knew no one on the team could take 2 hits from this Cloud Bird, so I ultimately decided that I'd have to have Zip Zap Zop paralyze it in exchange for his death. Goodbye, Zip Zap Zop. You weren't here for long, but your efforts will not be in vain. Oh my god! Somehow Zip Zap Zop lived the earthquake on 2 HP like a mad lad.
Korn must have been looking down on us for that one, because there was definitely a 90% chance Zip Zap Zop was supposed to die there. With that string of luck, I was able to switch Ari in for Zip Zap Zop to predict another earthquake, and started chipping away at the Altaria, which was not gonna be easy. She was already starting to stack up those dragon dances, which make her moves even more powerful, and I was legitimately sweating. But with what little luck we had left, Winona got greedy and tried to get in that last dragon dance, and that's when Ari was able to swoop in and snipe that kill. If that Altaria would have decided to attack at any point, she would have one-shotted anyone and everyone on my team. Thank you, Korn. You shined your photosynthesis onto us. From there, I was able to heal up Zip Zap Zop and sweep the rest of her team. The 6th gym badge was ours. Outside the Safari Zone, I found a Duskull I was able to catch. I tried to have Gary on the team since resurrecting him from the dirt, but he honestly has no moves that do damage, so I decided to replace him with Sin. We arrived in Lily Cove and I tried fishing on the beach for a Pokemon, but Chad punched the Whalmer I reeled up too hard and killed it. We stormed Team Magma's base, and while trying to get the Master Ball they've got on the ground, an Electrode exploded and almost killed Chad, which was uncalled for. After beating their admin, they escaped into a submarine, and I went on to fight the next gym. Tate and Liza were the first double battle gym leaders, and I didn't realize until too late that I was just a tad underleveled for them. They don't have any more than 2 Pokemon, so I think we should be okay. 42?! Uh-oh. Sin and Zip Zap Zop made a good duo, being able to confuse and paralyze them, but Solrock managed to get off a Sunny Day powered flamethrower in Zip Zap Zop's face, which totally killed him. That really sucked. He put in so much work for the team and really carried us this far. The rest of this fight's for you, Zip Zap Zop. Squidward came out, and together with Sin, were able to finish off the duo, getting us our 7th gym badge. Alright, Spurky, you're up. I think I single-handedly wiped out the entire water Pokemon population between Zip Zap Zop and Spurky. I went to Shoal Cave and caught Blubby the Spheal, and went out to take on Maxie one last time. For some reason, I didn't learn my lesson when being underleveled for Tate and Liza, because I was even more underleveled for Maxie.
Mighty Anna.
It doesn't go down?! This fight was rough. Chad was able to take out his Mighty Anna, but I resorted to Squidward when his Crobat came out, and luck wasn't on my side here, because Squidward was killed by a high roll wing attack. The way Pokemon works is there's a small range of damage an attack can do. It's not actually the same all the time, and it's kinda based on chance. So even though it looked like Squidward could have lived 2 wing attacks, Maxie was able to get a low roll on the first one, and a high roll on the second, which was the death of Squidward. But it wasn't time to give up. We had to persevere. For Squidward. Ari came in and took out the Crobat, and lived on 1 HP when hit by Camerupt's Rock Slide. It was a tough battle, but we squeaked by. Barely. After that fight, I needed to take a step back and seriously grind up the team again. If we were just a bit more underleveled, we would have been murdered. Blubby joined the team and we got to work, eventually arriving in Sutopolis. Steven and the Sutopolis gym leader Wallace were there saying Groudon was in the cave because someone used the wrong orb and pissed him off. So I went in there, walked up to Groudon, and Master Balled him immediately. There's no way I'm fighting Groudon. Now get in the box. While fighting Wallace, Spurky was able to take out his Luvdisc and Celio. Sin beat his Whiscash, and Chad finished off the Milotic. The team was perfect. And after obtaining our final gym badge, I knew we were ready for the Elite Four. We got through Victory Road. Wally tried to fight us for the last time, but he just needs to stop. We exited the cave, and there it was. The final challenge. Here we go. Sydney was up first, and honestly, he wasn't a challenge at all. Chad and Teriyaki were able to take care of his team with ease. Phoebe wasn't difficult either, with Sin and Blubby being MVPs. Glacio was a bit tougher. Teriyaki was able to take out her Glalie, and Spurky could handle her Celios, but her Walrein was the big problem. Walreins are thick, can tank a lot of hits, and can do a lot of damage. I would know. because I have one. I brought out Chad and she was able to get in a good amount of damage, but she was ultimately killed by Blizzard. Sin came out to try and confuse it, but it broke through the confusion and landed a Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO move. It has a 30% chance of hitting the target and will fail if the target Pokemon's level is higher than the user's. But even under all those conditions, it hit, and Sin was killed. 2 great team members, down and out. Chad was with us for so long and pulled so much weight, and Sin got us through some really tough battles. Even with those losses, we were able to finish Glacia off and move on to the final Elite Four member, Drake. Drake's got a tough team, but we've got a Blubby, and she wanted revenge for her fallen comrades. She ice-beamed every single one of Drake's Pokemon. Just a straight-up massacre. And with that, it was on to the last battle. Steven Stone. I was legitimately nervous. I led with Spurky to take out his Skarmory as quick as possible, and Blubby was able to take out his Claydol and Aggron, but then came his Metagross. This might be the end. Metagross is Steven's strongest Pokemon, so I needed to hinder it as much as I could before it started doing serious damage. I knew his Metagross had Earthquake, which would definitely take out most of my team, so I had to have Spurky Kamikaze to get a paralysis off. Blubby came out again, and after a lot of hard work, finally beat the Metagross by spamming Surf. Teriyaki was able to finish his Cradily, and his final Pokemon was Armaldo, Gary's final revenge for getting booted from the team. I brought out Blubby because Teriyaki was pretty weakened, and after realizing she gets two-shotted by him, I knew she was gonna have to die. So with a heavy heart, Blubby pulled off her last Surf, getting Armaldo in the red, and was killed. Teriyaki, the Pokemon who's been with us from the start, who's seen her friends die in front of her, the OG, refused to let any more murder happen. Onion, Corn, Zip Zap Zop, Squidward, Chad, Sin, Spurky, Blubby. Their zeros and ones won't go down in vain. One good kick to the head, and we did it. We completed the Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. Teriyaki and Ari were the only survivors, but the whole team put in a lot of work to get us to number 1. A cheers to the true Mad Lads.
For people who have been around for a while, you might be seeing the title and thinking, Jaiden, aren't you allergic to cats? And to that, I'd say, yes. Kind of. I'm actually not sure anymore. And for the people who know anything about me, you might see the title and think, Jaiden, cats are literally the #1 natural predator to birds. And to that, I also say, yes, that one's 100% proven fact. So let me back up a bit and explain how we got here, because all the cards in the world were stacked against the idea of me getting a cat. Growing up, I was irrefutably and absolutely allergic to cats. My best friend had like 3 of the things, and every time I would hang out or sleep over at her house, I would be a sneezy, watery-eyed, snotty mess. Can I have some water? Given the fact my brother was also allergic to cats, it was set that we were a dog family. My whole life I went around not giving cats a second thought. I never had anything actually against them, but since I was forced to stay 20 feet away from them or suffer the consequences, I just couldn't get to know them. Plus, as a kid, dogs were always more appealing. They're more likely to be bigger fans of playing and running around, be more approachable with their genetically bred unconditional love, and can overall be more forgiving. Cut to like 2 catless decades for me later, and I'm meeting Jacob for the first time at his place. As we're hanging out in his living room, his cat Fraser comes over and greets me. Fraser is extremely social and vain, so he's always expecting nothing less than a never-ending stream of attention from the people. Even though he's very cute and distinguished, I deployed my typical foolproof plan of don't touch the cat. Fraser realizes he's not getting any attention out of me and sits down nearby on the couch, but a bit later, Jacob's other cat ends up making an appearance. This one's Taylor. She's normally really shy and hides, but does really like women, which I am. Taylor ended up crawling onto me and making herself really comfy in my womanly lap. Jacob, knowing I'm allergic, offered to take her away, but this was actually the first time a cat has ever done something like this to me. I've always been a bit of a cat magnet, if you want to call it that, because I act like they don't exist, which they interpret as me not pushing their boundaries and creating a comfortable environment for them to come up to me on their own terms. But never have I felt like a cat has chosen me like this before. I told Jacob I'm happy to let her stay comfortable on me, and I'll just reap the consequences of my sowing later on. This was my first extremely positive experience with the cat, and I honestly felt really happy and special and wanted to enjoy it. A few hours later, I'm saying my goodbyes, and during the drive back home, I realized I was completely fine. No sneezing, no itchy eyes, straight up nothing. I was so confused and curious. Thus, the start of my little cat experiment began. Every time I went over to Jacob's place, I would let the cats be as social as they wanted with me. If Taylor wanted to sit by me, I'd let her. If Fraser wanted attention, I would pet him. At one point, while we were watching a movie, Taylor literally decided to lay down on my neck, filling every one of my breaths with cat dander and hair. And you know what happened? No reaction. Not even a little drip of mucus. Sometime, I'd grown out of my cat allergy and never noticed. Apparently, every 7 years, people's allergies have the chance to change. Maybe being surrounded by my friends' cats all throughout my childhood could have helped my body get more familiar with them. Either way, I've now unlocked the skill to survive cats. Oh, guys, it was incredible. Now that I'd been freed from my shackles, I immediately started taking time to get to know cats more. Instantly, they felt so much more cute and cool and approachable, and I was really starting to like them more, especially since every time I would hang out at Jacob's place, Taylor would walk over and be around me and purr, and it was amazing to be loved by a cat. So I really like cats now. And after some time, I decided I wanted one too. Jacob and I decided to peruse a local cat rescues website just to see what cats were available. I don't want to get one right away. There's a lot I have going on, but it doesn't hurt to— oh my god, that one! I want that one so bad. It's so cute. What's its name? Tostada? Tostada, my beloved. We have to send in an application. We have to. Hi, my name's Jaiden. I love this cat. Please let me adopt it. Please. What? You guys know me. I'm weak-willed and impulsive. My first mistake was liking cats to begin with. The rescue reached out a few days later for a cat screening interview to make sure we would be a good fit to be cat parents. After being approved, they told us we could pick any cat we wanted that was in their care. Of course, I asked about Tostada, but we were given the unfortunate news that she had already been adopted. No! We looked at the other cats available on their website, but unfortunately none of them really stood out to me. The rescue ended up inviting us to a little Meet the Cats event they were hosting where we could see all the cats they had up for adoption in person, which was awesome because that was actually the first time I'd ever actually seen and held a kitten before. It was amazing. But as cute and tiny as they all were, there still wasn't one that called to me. I pried Jacob away from the kittens, headed home, and we started waiting. Every day I would check the rescue's cat list to see if any new ones caught my eye. I didn't even know what I was looking for, but waited for the universe to send me my perfect cat nonetheless. One morning I refreshed the page and saw one new kitten added. A tortie they found in some dumpster named Scrabble, with the biggest eyes and forehead I'd seen in my life. Something about this bizarre little creature called to me. I messaged the rescue about Scrabble and they told me she's available, putting me in touch with Scrabble's foster parents. Every day they sent me new little pictures of kitten Scrabble, and every photo I fell more and more in love with her. She seemed so silly and playful and those eyes. We got on a video call and they told me all about how big of a personality she has. Out of the 5 other kittens they were fostering, she was by far their favorite. The whole time we were talking, Scrabble was flipping around in their arms and looking at the camera with her giant orbs. I left that call knowing I found my cat. I needed to have little kitten Scrabble. Meeting her in person only cemented it. She was shy at first, but after flinging around her worm toy, she immediately started hopping around and being the life of the party. I talked a lot to her foster parents and they just gushed about how they wish they could keep her since they all loved her so much. Even though the rescue called her Scrabble, obviously that was more of a placeholder name. The foster parents called her Cammy, but neither of those really fit to me. However, I knew one name that I liked. Tostada. Yeah, I stole another kitten's name and pasted it on mine. So what? Big deal. Tostada is a great name. My Tostada is way more of a tostada than the other Tostada anyway. Look at her. I would have left with little Tostada in my arms that moment if I could. But unfortunately, Jacob and I were going out of town for 3 million weeks and had to wait to take her home until after we came back. She was all I could think about the entire time. I was shoving Tostada photos in everyone's face every chance I got. The foster parents were sending Tostada updates every day. I was overflowing with yearning for this cat. She was growing and learning about the world without me. Take me home to my child. Literally, the moment Jacob and I landed, we drove straight from the airport to the foster home to pick her up. I could not wait. We arrived home with +1 Tostada. I couldn't believe it. I have a mammal now. And sorry, other mammal owners, but it's the best mammal in the whole wide universe. Jacob and I spent the entire day playing with her, letting her get used to her new surroundings. She was so cute and so tiny. Here's a video of her eating wet food with a big old chomp. As someone who's owned birds for 7 years at that point, it felt so strange to have a pet that was significantly less fragile. And also draws significantly less blood. You mean this thing can't fly up and get hit by the ceiling fan? Insane! I've had Tostada for a while now. She's 2 years old at the time of me posting this, and let me tell you, this thing has become a creature. First of all, eyes, still giant, and she never blinks. Look at this. She was sitting on my desk looking like that long enough for me to notice, get my phone out of my pocket, pull up the camera app, put the camera in her face, and take a photo. And here's like 4 more. She is also not that smart. I'm sure you could deduce that by how she looks, but this thing has a single brain cell and it's just another version of herself up there with a joystick. Jacob and I are fully convinced she can only form a few thoughts a day and only in single word nouns. Evidently, Tostada is also very scared of everything, always has been. Loud noises, quiet noises, no noises, movement of any kind. Even Jacob, a person she's been around all her little life post dumpster. There's been times where he'll be at his desk, moves his chair just a smidge, and she's darting out of the room. One time we were trying to explain to some friends how skittish she genuinely can be, and demonstrated it by grabbing a toy literally in front of her, raising it up a bit, lightly dropping it on the floor, still in front of her, and she bolted. You know how cats are genetically built to be good at balancing? Well, Tostada can't even do that. She trips and falls and misplaces her feet all the time. On multiple occasions, she has tried to walk across my L-shaped desk and just missed and fell down. That's like the one thing that makes a cat, and nope, doesn't hit the mark there either. She's gotten better, but as a kitten, Tostada couldn't even jump. After I built her first cat tower, I watched as she attempted to jump up to the 2nd level, not quite make it, and had to slam her arms down on the thing to hoist herself up like she was mountain climbing. But oh, is she the sweetest little thing. When I got a cat, I was expecting it to want its own space, come around when it wants, you know, general cat things. But this creature follows me from room to room with those high beams of hers. She sits on my lap while I'm at my computer, lays on my giant Pokemon plushes, mostly just looks up at me from the floor and just stares. When I'm sleeping, she'll just crawl into bed and tuck herself up right next to me. Look at all these photos of her straight up on me when I'm sleeping. Don't look too close so I don't have makeup on. Bedtime is sacred to her. She loves bedtime. If I'm working late, Tostada will come into my office around 9 or 10 p.m., aka past Tostada bedtime, and just start crying, scratching on my chair, rolling around on the floor. It's pitiful. And if I still don't move after that, she'll go into
into the bedroom and drag over her string toy she always plays with. It's just so sad and pathetic. I always play string with her when she brings it over though, don't worry. But lately, she's picked up another routine habit, which is pats. Not all cats like the pats, but Tostada lives off them. It's when you just slap a cat's butt and it looks like you're hurting them, but they actually love it. However, Tostada's really particular about pats. First of all, I'm the only one allowed to give her pats. Jacob has tried and she runs away scared and offended every single time. Second, she has to receive pats on a specific spot on the floor of the closet. If I try to give her pats in like my office, she bolts to her floor spot, staring at me to continue them over there. Also, she begs to be pat every single night. Like clockwork, she'll sit like a gargoyle in front of the closet and cry pitifully until I come over there. Now, when I finally come over for pats, she'll flop on the floor and start horizontally rock climbing her way across the floor with her claws and tangle herself up in the Ethernet cables while I keep up the pats. You think I'm joking, but I'm very much not. This is the only way she accepts pats, and I have to give them to her every night or else she's miserable. Tostada's world is so small. She's really just around me, Jacob, Taylor, and Frasier, but she loves her simple family so much. When Kitten Tostada first met Frasier, she was terrified of him. She'd been around other adult cats before, but she'd never seen a flat cat in her life, and she was mortified. Of course, she's since warmed up to him, and they play together and hang out all the time, and they're best friends, but Tostada loves Taylor. Always has. She looks up to Taylor like a little baby sister admiring her cool, awesome older sibling. Unfortunately, Taylor hates it. They literally have a SpongeBob Squidward type of sibling relationship, and Tostada is so oblivious to it. Taylor has annoyingly swatted at Tostada so many times just for existing around her that Tostada now thinks it's a fun little game they play and will start chasing and swatting back at Taylor happily, not understanding cat social cues. Of course, never in a way that's too far, but just enough to get on Taylor's nerves even more. Between the three of them, they all have such different little personalities and relationships to each other. It's made our lives so much more entertaining. And to anyone concerned about the birds, don't worry. I've got Ari and Tofu very separated from the cats. They're safe in their own blocked off room connected by a double door system that ensures no possible interaction between bird and cat. If anyone is thinking about getting cats and birds as pets, it is possible, but just make sure the two are very separate, especially if you have smaller birds like conures or budgies. I'm sure there's people out there that have trained their cats to be fine around a pet bird, but to me, all it takes is one accident or attack for you to just not have a bird anymore. Plus, having the two of them takes a huge amount of time and commitment. I've said it before and I'll say it forever. I love my birds to death, but they do not make good pets for the very large majority of people. In terms of allergies, I do think I was originally still a little bit allergic to Tostada, ironically. When I first got her, I was sneezy and sniffling. Nothing allergy pills couldn't fix, and it never was as bad as my original cat allergy. But I think I've been growing out of that one too, because nowadays I don't have any reaction to her at all. Bodies are a mystery. I am building my immunity to everything. Next up is rat poison. I didn't think I would make a video talking about this thing, but Tostada's just got such a funny little personality and has become such a big part of my life. She may be the description of autism, but I love her more than the world itself, and I know I'm the center of her little life too. I don't even see her as a cat. She's just a little creature that follows me around looking weird, but I love it, and I'm so glad I grew out of my cat allergy just so I can have her. It really has been so different owning a cat, mainly because I know Tostada won't just bite me at any given chance, unlike some avian creatures. Thanks for watching the video. Heads up, I'm going to be announcing new merch again soon, so be on the lookout for that. The last drop went so well, and I'm really glad that so many of you guys enjoyed it. I'm so excited to finally be getting back into making fun merch, and it really helps me out a lot. Alright, sorry, thanks. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. A while ago, I went to the bank to get a new debit card. I walked in, the lady asked, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I'd like a new debit card, please." Her face scrunched a bit, and then she replied, let me see what I can do. Would you take a seat for a moment? I sat in the lobby chair for
30 minutes, assuming that she was doing everything in her power to get me a new debit card, and when the lady finally came back, she simply said, "No, we don't do that." But you're the bank. For the longest time, I've been tossing around this little thought. I don't know if it's just me, but it kind of feels like the world around us doesn't quite work anymore. At least compared to, say, a decade ago, it seems like everything has gotten less efficient, and dare I say, stupid. Anytime I go out to get something done, I come back 3 hours later with nothing accomplished and a fresh desire to punch a wall. I've tried to gaslight myself out of it. Maybe I'm overreacting here. Humans have always been flawed creatures, so of course it's doomed to bleed into the construction of our society. But I just keep thinking back to those 30 useless minutes in that bank chair. And I simply don't believe it. You're not gonna convince me that a bank has always been incapable of giving people new debit cards. And also that it took 30 minutes to tell me. Something has changed. It really dawned on me when I watched the Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode Dennis Takes a Mental Health Day, where Dennis tries to have a normal, relaxing day, but is faced with inconveniences at every corner that spike his blood pressure. Highly recommend watching. The whole show is phenomenal, but that specific episode was so real and truly made me process things are getting less efficient. And it's not just in my head. First of all, like the episode addressed, everything needs a goddamn app now. The thermostat, air filters, light bulbs. I bought the cats a new automated litter box, and guess who now has a litter box app on her phone to get it to even turn on? I'm sick of the stupid apps. They don't make life easier no matter how many times these products try to convince me they do. The UI is always clunky and confusing. Nothing is optimized. Companies act like you can part the Red Sea with their apps, when more often than not, I'm stuck trying to connect it to the device in the first place. When was the last time you bought a new anything and had it completely set up and working within 5 minutes of unboxing it? At this point, if my Wi-Fi goes out, every electronic in my house becomes a useless block of metal because none of it works on its own anymore. Everything needs Wi-Fi, an app, an account linked to my email, a subscription service, and on top of it all, they sell all the information I hand over against my will to random other companies so they can send me stupid junk mail. Also, when did unchecking the sign me up for online newsletters and discounts just not work anymore? Every single time I buy something online, I make sure to not sign up for the website's stupid email notifications. And what do I find fresh in my inbox when I wake up the next morning? Check out this month's wacky deals. So I have an electric car, right? One day, it just straight up refused to play music. After troubleshooting for 5 minutes, it turned out I needed to download a software update to my car, even though the music worked perfectly normal before the update. Sure, fine, the future's now. But for some reason, the car couldn't find or connect to the Wi-Fi, so because of that, I get to experience LA traffic in pure silence. I spent thousands of dollars on a car just for it to randomly not be able to perform a task cars have been able to do for the past 70 years. I do like electric cars. They're better for the environment, and it's great not having to go to the gas station. But let's not pretend the car has to be a computer now. I got one of those modern tech cars that made the innovative choice to remove all the physical buttons and knobs and put every single basic feature into the car's giant touchscreen. Before getting it, I didn't think that would affect my experience too much. I thought, well, when I drive, I normally don't fiddle with the buttons all the time anyway. But now I have to deal with things like not being able to manually open the glove compartment because it has no latch. I have to speak into the car microphone, "Open glove compartment." And every single time it opens the charging port. Didn't think about that one before buying. Also, when I do need to do something while driving, it feels way more unsafe than I initially realized. They didn't even build AC knobs, so to turn up the air, I have to essentially play on the car iPad while paying attention to oncoming traffic. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm neither an engineer or car specialist. But that feels stupid. Apparently, enough people started complaining about the lack of buttons in high-tech cars, so they started putting them back in, which now puts into question these experts making these decisions in the first place. What do you mean thousands of people had to say using a giant iPad while driving is unsafe? Before they were like, you know what? These people might be onto something. A few weeks after I bought the car, I accidentally stepped on glass and needed to go to urgent care. So Jacob and I hopped in, and as we started driving down the neighborhood, the screen got covered with "Software update required." Thinking it was a simple fix, Jacob pulled off to the side of the road and clicked download, to which the car completely locked and became undrivable until it finished the download, which was 45 minutes. I ended up having to call an Uber to go to urgent care, despite owning a fully functioning car. Lesson learned, I suppose. They got me again. Also, I don't know how a car can download a software update on the side of the road and not in my own goddamn garage. It all just feels so dumb. Nothing feels like it's checked to make sure the customer has a half-decent user experience anymore, because companies think slapping an app together makes something high-tech enough to get away with slop. And on top of it all, everything is a subscription service. Why can't I simply buy my stupid computer car and have it come with the tech that's already built into it? Subscribe to be able to connect to the internet. Subscribe to enable auto steering. For a while, companies were thinking about turning the seat warmers into a subscription. The heating coil is already in the car that I bought. Just leave us alone. Imagine pitching to someone 15 years ago, "Oh yeah, the car you bought? Yeah, it's all yours. But you have to pay money every month to use the windshield wipers." It's become so common for us to buy products and not even actually own them, and you need to pay money every month to keep using them. And they're bad! Businesses have always prioritized profit. That's never changed. I'm not upset about that. But at least in the past, they had to, in good faith, offer something that actually did the shit it was advertised to do. Now they just go, "Oh, damn, we can give less and charge more? Hell yeah, brother, lock the cold out the fridges." The other day, I wanted to get a new router for my office. Jacob and I headed over to our internet provider store, and I said, "Hello, can I buy a router?" "Oh, we don't actually sell routers here. You need to go online and ask customer service to send you one." As I was processing this, Jacob decided they wanted to get a phone upgrade. "Excuse me, could I actually buy this phone?" Yeah, we don't have those in stock here. You can buy it, but it'll have to be shipped to your house." We went to the internet and phone store and left with no internet and no phone. What are the employees being paid to do at that point? What's the point in any of it? I get that a lot of shopping has shifted to online, but I really, really miss simply having the option to go to the store. They're becoming empty husks with a logo on top. Also, excuse me, but I need to ask customer service to buy a router? Just let me exchange my money for the item that you very obviously sell. Anytime I'm told I need to contact customer service, I consider it a lost battle. Nothing exists in this world that is worth descending the trenches that is a customer service phone call. Companies have put it together that if they make everything inconvenient and frustrating, set up enough cryptic hoops to make people jump through, waste as much time as possible, people will just give up. And they don't have to deal with anything. It's sick. Once I needed to call a plumber, but was only allowed to go through a very specific company for the service. So I called in, sat on hold for 40 minutes, as to be expected, and finally got connected to someone. "Hello, what can I help you with today?" "Hi, I was calling to make a service appointment." "Alright, sounds good. I'm gonna check our calendar and call back with our availabilities." "Oh, okay. Thank you." And so I waited for 2 days, and she never called me back. So, of course, I call back, sit on hold for another 40 minutes, and try again. "Hello, what can I help you with today?" "Hi, I'm calling to make a service appointment. I called before, but no one called me back, so I wanted to follow up on that." "Okay, let me check. We're available in a month at 7 a.m. "Oh,
Okay, are there no other times available? Nope. Alright, I can do in a month at 7 a.m. Thank you very much. Awesome. Exactly what I wanted. A month comes and goes, and the day before the appointment, I get a call from the plumbing company. Hello, I'm calling to let you know the person that was scheduled to do your service appointment is sick and we'll have to cancel it. Okay. When's the next available appointment? In 2 weeks. Okay. Thank you. At this point, I was fuming, right? How hard could it be to get a very specific company to provide a service they forced me to use them for? Well, get this. I woke up the next morning at 10 a.m. because I didn't have to wake up early anymore, looked at my phone, and saw a single missed call from, of course, the plumbing company. Hello, the plumber arrived at the location this morning at 6 a.m., but left because no one was home. Please call back to reschedule. Thank you. Guys, I can't even write into words what I was feeling that moment, because if I did, this would be the last video of my career. A single service appointment is all I ask. For my sink that is dissolving at this point. Also, we're completely brushing over the fact they arrived an hour early for the canceled appointment, so I would have missed it anyway. And just like that, it was all back at square one. And you know what? I gave up. Congratulations, plumbing company. You won! The trophy? My sink is broken. I was justifiably feeling upset, so I wanted to go out and get myself those Pillsbury Halloween cookies with the pumpkins and ghosts on them, because it was the season. I looked online to see if the grocery store had them, and the website said, in stock, confirmed in the past hour. So I got dressed, drove over, and lo and behold, the store had 0 Halloween cookies. I did the same charade 2 more times until I just went home and cried. What's the point anymore? Really, my car doesn't work. The stores don't work. The litter box needs Wi-Fi. I'm just so tired. We're doomed to be wrung of every single dollar we have. Cursed to scroll endlessly on social media because it's evil now. It's nothing good anymore. We're being left behind over here, and no one can do anything about it cares. I don't want to get too doomer in the silly animated YouTube video. Sorry, maybe a bit of reality started to seep in there between the funny little stories. Quickly, I'm going to talk about things that do spark joy in my life. There's been an influx of people going back to old tech as a way to step out of the overwhelming and predatory modern innovation era, and I am also on that boat. A while back, I started playing on my old 3DS, and something about using a classic handheld rewires my brain in the best way. Being all bundled up with your DS, no second monitor content, maybe some snacks, it feels like my mind gets to heal from the constant rot, cleansed from the addicting flashing colors and stimuli of current media. Another way I heal from the evils is by seeing all of my best friends. Truly going out and being with people in real life is the medicine that heals all. I'm not joking. No matter how much the world breaks me down, a good hangout with friends to vent and blow off steam really does take the edge off. And getting to turn annoying moments that piss you off into something to share with your friends as a funny story is a great way to laugh it off and just move on. I'm sure many other people have their own ways to break free from the ever-looming capitalist clutches, but overall, I've just been trying to go back to basics, depend on things less, not constantly overwhelm my senses. I think it's unfortunate that a lot of us have gotten to the point where we need to police ourselves in what we consume because everything is trying to be the most addictive little parasite ever created by humans with no empathy. But until the pendulum eventually swings back the other way, it is possible to break out of the bubble, and if you've been feeling similarly to me, I recommend giving it a try. In the meantime, even though everything feels like a constant mess, I suppose it does make for funny stories to share.
I didn't realize I scripted 2 different complaining videos in a row. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to, and it comes across really negative. But the next video is very, very, very positive. I'm really excited for you guys to see that one. I've been excited about that one for a long time. Thanks for watching. I'm done complaining for a while. It's all out of my system now. I know absolutely nothing about Digimon. Pokemon is my entire life, so why would I need to branch out? Well, I happen to be a very open-minded person, and the only way to prove that is to play a Digimon game for the first time. I wanted to see if, putting all my bias aside, I could bridge the gap between the two, and they could live together in harmony in my tiny little brain hobby drawer. So thus began my journey on finding the perfect Digimon game to start out with. At first, I didn't think that would be a difficult feat. Every community kinda has the general agreed consensus on what media is best to consume as a newcomer, right? All it takes is a quick Google search, I play with the internet, people tell me, and now I'm a Digimoner. Well, apparently not here. I've come to realize that it's a bit complicated for them. Everywhere I looked, there were threads upon threads of people trying to agree on what Digimon game is even good in the first place. Pretty much every comment I read said something along the lines of, "This game is pretty good, yeah, except for these things," or "This game is great, if you can look past these extremely annoying mechanics." Every time I thought I had a lead on a game, I would look further into it and realize a lot of people actually had a lot of complaining to do. And it wasn't even angry complaining, it seemed like I've walked in on a fandom that has just been hurt over and over, and they're really trying to hang on to something and believe in the good of the franchise, but they've just been put through a lot. You know, kind of like the Sonic fandom. I've never had to do so much research just to find a single game in a franchise that people can just all agree is good. People were talking about how they like Digimon World, but apparently it's like a tedious and frustrating Tamagotchi game where you just start over if they die. Digimon World 2 is apparently a dungeon crawler, but extremely grindy and complicated, and I read a lot of people complaining about it just being bland. People said Digimon World 3 is a typical RPG, but the battles get tiring and annoying, lots of backtracking and never feeling like you get anywhere. Digimon World 4, Digimon World Championship, the list goes on and on. Con after con. I spent multiple research sessions searching, even opted for a last-ditch effort by asking, Twitter. Everyone was saying different things. No one seemed to be able to agree that there was just one game that was overall good and easy to start with. And Digimon fandom, if there truly is a good game out there, you guys need to start pitching the franchise better. You made this difficult. I will say it seemed like the majority of people enjoyed Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but the thing is, that's not really the type of game I wanted to play for the channel. It looks like it's got more of a Persona 5 vibe that focuses more on the story and characters and stuff. That's just what I've read, I don't know. Either way, it wasn't the fit for what I'm looking for. I'm sure I would love it as a casual playthrough, but it just didn't hit my content checklist. All this research led me to a game I decided to settle on. Digimon World Dawn. It didn't seem perfect. I saw complaints with it, but I thought, you know, it seemed like the same amount of complaints other Digimon games were getting, and there were enough people talking positively about it. I figured I could look past the criticisms, maybe even if I was aware of them beforehand, they wouldn't bother me too much. And plus, I thought it looked nice. I like the pixel art, and I'm a sucker for good pixel art. So after all that, all the research, knowing the flaws beforehand, having a positive mental attitude, I settled on a good enough Digimon game, right? Something at least playable, right? As much as I want to say yes, this was one of, if not the most miserable video game experiences I've ever forced myself to go through. And that isn't even as a biased Pokemon player, that's as an enjoyer of fun. I was aware of Digimon World Dawn's criticisms, I knew what I was getting myself into, yet despite all the warnings, all the positive outlooks, all of the manifesting to be able to frolic hand in hand with both the Digimon and Pokemon franchises together in a beautiful field of 1,000 sunflowers, it was just awful. It started out lighthearted. I tried to put my name in and realized they only allow 5 characters for the main character's name. So I'm Jaiden. Before any gameplay, I'm given 4 different packs of 3 Digimon. The Balance Pack, Attack Pack, Speed Pack, and the Japanese Pack. And honestly, I was shocked to see how huge and powerful they all looked. Look at these big men! Pokemon starters don't look like this. This is awesome! I chose the Attack Pack because the big worm guy was my favorite, and then the game forces me to nickname all my Digimon. It's not an option, and if I try to name them their original Digimon names, I can't, because they don't give me enough characters. Again, out of everything I read about this game, this is hilariously not mentioned in anyone's criticism list. I don't know if it's a Digimon thing, or I don't know. So here I, Jaiden, am with my Charmon, Tony Tiger, and Big Worm. I'm not even given a chance to breathe before I'm thrown into this Digimon gang tournament, having to fight for my Digimon and friends' lives and glory in an environment I'm not even sure how to comprehend. Like, first of all, where are we? This sure doesn't look like the States. Or Japan, I think. Also, what is a Digimon? I win by figuring it out, kind of, not really. Still don't know what's going on. And then win a few more times before the tournament is over and our team or gang or something, Light Fang, is the winner. Yay, Jaiden! You won the tournament for us! What's going on? Oh my god, what the f is that? In a complete twist in story direction, a genuinely terrifying virus of death spawns and starts turning all the Digimon into Digi-Eggs. Including mine. I checked my guys, and Charmon is the same. Tony Tiger is a bit smaller. But Big Worm is a dinosaur now. He's not a big worm anymore. Now his cleverly tailored nickname doesn't make any sense. How was I supposed to know I was getting fully grown Digi-Guys? And they were gonna turn them back to small Digi-Guys again. And Big Worm starts off as a lizard. That's like the opposite of how evolution works. I knew I didn't know anything about Digimon, but after the past 5 minutes, I've realized I am completely out of my element. I go up and fight the horrific demon virus that I'm IRL scared of, and despite still not knowing what the hell I'm doing, I end up winning, even with my little Digibabies. The virus deuces out, and the head of the Lightfang clan, this Glare guy, that's his name is Glare, is like, this is so weird. Go climb a mountain and look around or something, I guess. I'm sent out to look for virus clues at Login Mountain and run into my Lightfang friend, Kenpa, who's like, I don't know what happened. We got here and all the wild Digimon started attacking me and the other members. They left me behind to be mauled with no escape equipment. I'm fine now, but I think I'm just gonna go back to the city. She does that, and I start traversing the mountain. And this is where I experience my first complaint that everyone was talking about in this game. All the dungeons and areas and stuff are mazes. They're all mazes with absolutely bonkers wild Digimon encounter rates. You don't have a mini-map to know where you're going or where you even are any point of the dungeon. And there's no item to avoid the random encounters. Basically, I am realizing this is like playing a Pokemon game, but the whole game is a maze. You never know where you are because maps don't exist. Everything is wild grass, and there's no repels. I think I chose the wrong game. I end up stumbling my way to the top of the mountain. At least I think it's the top. I have no idea where I am and never will. And the other two guys who left a defenseless little girl to be roasted over a Digifire are getting beat up by a Digi-Eagle. I knock the bird in the head hard enough to make him come to his senses, and he apologizes for being mean, which is more than I expected, to be fair. And the guys are saved. By the way, I didn't know that Digimon spoke. I didn't know that they spoke to the people and talked and interacted. It's weird to me. And I never quite got over it. We return to the city and everyone's like, great job, Jaiden. And then suddenly I'm left alone with absolutely no idea what to do or how to continue progressing. I'm trying to figure out if I have to like talk to someone or walk into the right room and someone's like, Jaiden, we're all being traumatically and irreversibly turned into Digi-Eggs over here. Or something, I don't know. And I do want to make sure you guys know that even the main hub is a maze. The amount of time I spent trying to figure out where I even am in the supposed safe space of the city overworld was pure comedy and frustration. Why is everything in this game perfectly designed to try and make me never open my DS ever again? I am just wandering around, walking in what I am 60% sure is a circle, left in the dark on what actions I need to take to keep playing a game I no longer want to play. I look it up and figure out that if I want to progress the story, I need to earn it. I have to walk into this building, talk to the Digi-Clerks, and complete multiple useless side quests that have nothing to do with anything to unlock another chunk of the main game. And let's not forget, all the dungeons are mazes. I said that already, but I want to reiterate. I have to go through mazes, sometimes multiple times, to unlock the important maze. But only for a little bit, after I earn just a biscuit, just a crumb of that sweet, sweet story nectar. I'm humbled yet again by being told to go play more errand boy in more pointless mazes as the cycle continues. Surely this game is not serious. Surely this game didn't get an overall average to decent rating on multiple game review sites. Surely the people who said this game was pretty good, all things considered, were secret enemies hoping to pull innocent victims into their dark, dark digiweb, looking to either break the weak or torture the strong. What is going on? Am I the only one who thinks this game was meant to be given to hostages to torture information out of them? I'm 3 hours in and I'm straight up ready to spill my mother's maiden name. And I still don't even know how to play the thing or what a Digimon is, because no, I do not want to read a Bible's worth of tutorials. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the first person to use a Nintendo DS to kill a man. Let me cut this whole show short and just tell you the entire non-fluff plot of the game. Evil Fountain of Youth of Death virus turns all the Digimon into Digi-Eggs. Lightfang Clan thinks Nightcrow Clan is behind it because their chief is acting strange. Nightcrow Clan thinks Lightfang Clan is behind it because their chief is acting strange. The two realize neither of them are behind it because they've been mind-controlled to act strange. They find out there's an evil Digimon virus thing behind it all. Jaiden beats it up. It fades away, and credits roll immediately. Bruh. How long did it take me to experience that story? 15 in-game hours. And I was cheating! I was using speed up, and EXP codes, and guides, and ibuprofen. That time could have easily tripled if I was being a good little squeaky clean angel playing the game in its purest, most intended form. But if I did that, I would have thrown myself into the ocean. And even using all the resources I could find, it still was not a fun experience. Here's a clip of me trying to read a guide after my 5th time of being completely lost in a maze dungeon. If you've unlocked the macro sea, go there and head south, then go up and right to head to the south path leading to another screen, then go left after another screen, then go to the big bridge looking thing on the left. If you don't have the key, head south. Oh my god.
I didn't understand any of that.
I'm freaking out, dude. Not only was I subjected to maze after maze after maze, wild encounter after wild encounter, but throughout all of that, the game still expected me to do a cement mixer amount of grinding. No way, Jose! Do you know how many layers deep this agony cake is already? You want more? Sir, I am but a husk. As you can see, there is not a molecule of serotonin, dopamine, or endorphins in this lifeless body. There is nothing left for you to take. You have created a human raisin. I'm really sorry, Digimon fans. I really have nothing against Digimon as a whole. In fact, I absolutely loved a lot of the Digimon designs. When it comes to monsters and creatures, I have to admit, I am an edgy bitch. So I absorbed those guys like they were a little puddle of muddy water in a scorching barren desert. Because metaphorically speaking, that's what they really were to me. Look at all these fellas! I'm surrounded by everything I could ever want in a monster. Pokemon could never. Maybe Aggron. I even got Big Worm back. He's my friend forever. Despite all my efforts, I chose the wrong Digimon game. I really did try. I'm sorry I didn't play Cyber Sleuth. I didn't know the other option was 1,000 punches to the skull. Regardless of the pain this game has inflicted on me, I can, against all odds, say I am coming out of this experience a bit of a Digimon enjoyer. Maybe I still don't know a single thing about any of it, but I have some favorite guys. I think they're cool. This evil, evil game somehow didn't tarnish my view on Digimon as a franchise. I am damaged, but I forgive. One day I will play Cyber Sleuth and hopefully be able to commit to being a fully fledged Digimon fan. That's how I think it works. Until then, Digimoners, I'm worried about you. Please seek therapy. Hello, thank you for watching another video. If you're still here, I would like to announce secretly that I have an announcement, and it's gonna be announced in a couple days, so stay tuned. Alright, cool. Thanks. Normally I try to talk about games I've played before or at least have heard a bit about, but when AlphaRad came to me and said, Jaiden, play Amazing Island. I don't know why, but I decided in that moment, yes, Jacob, my good friend, I trust you. I will play Amazing Island. And let me say, I do not regret it one bit. Let me take you on the journey that is amazing island. The game starts by telling you the story of a mysterious picture book about a mysterious island with mysterious amazing creatures that everyone loved. But then everyone suddenly decided it was boring and forgot about it for 1,000 years. Anyway, back to me. Please select your alter ego. Ooh, alright. I decided my alter ego is this little boy. Mainly just because I don't want to be the girl. Little man's over here with Bob the Builder overalls and 2 whole sweatbands. He means business. So I find the book that everyone decided they didn't care about anymore, read it, go to bed, and suddenly I'm transported into the book world because I am a human and I guess they have low standards. Also, they gave me a complimentary trading card when I arrived. I started looking around when... Oh! Why'd that get me? Hey kid! Time to play evil volleyball! In the volcano! And with that sudden jump scare I wasn't expecting, I summoned the creature from the trading card, spiked evil guy into the lava with a ball that I think might be the sun, got a vision orb, and Skullman, whose actual name sounds very kind of offensive, is unpossessed and saved. The town elder is like, great job! Get 7 more orbs. And I was like, yes, because I'm an 11-year-old boy stuck on a possibly not real island with monsters and little tiki torch people. So to get the vision orbs, you have to play a series of little mini games followed by a boss battle. I can't do the mini games on my own, I guess, so I go to this mirror room and the little guy here is like, your dreams and imagination will materialize to form your partner and turn it into a reality. I will look into the depths of your soul and retrieve the being that is within you. Question 1. What's your star sign? 1 deep dive into my creative subconscious later, and my monster is... I see. So that's what's been floating around in my brain this whole time. His name is Nathans, with an S. Nathans and I merge and fly off to the first minigame trial, which begins with a simple foot race. Oh my... Look at... Holy crap! Look at him go! Oh... Okay, there we go. So that was an emotional roller coaster. Anyway, on to the next game, which is called Water Skip Slider. And oh my god, this game destroyed me. You've got to mash A, jump off the ramp, and flick the joystick at the right time to skip across the water. But for some reason, I just didn't understand the timing. Oh, I think that was too early. Go. No. Go. No. Go. No. No. I failed the game 6 times until I decided to give in and roid Nathan's up with a stamina potion. And then I lost again. It took 8 attempts to beat that game once. And I really can't give you a good reason why I'm so horrible at it. But dear lord, do I hope I never have to play that game again. Anyway, we're back on track. We won Beyblades, Attack Large Tower, and finally reached Evil Volleyball again. And what do? I flubbed it. I lost, like, immediately. Now. No. Now. No. Now. No. Okay. Alright. I have to replay all those minigames again. Skipping some content. Hey look, we got the orange vision orb. What new power do I unlock with this shiny new vision orb? I already have this ability actually. So since I can create my own monsters now, I decided to create 1 monster per trial. Introducing Hayabusa, humanoid jelly bean who is withering away mentally and physically. He may be 1 windy day away from becoming dust, but you know what he's good at? Playing basketball. Just kidding, he failed, he sucks. His actual skill is matching big heavy metal heads. Nah, he failed that one too. Well, at least he can punch the most amount of little demons. Oh, he failed that one too? Oh, haha, check it out! Green vision orb, good job, buddy, really proud of you. Please stop being sad and pathetic. Back to the monster birthing mirror, and out pops my pride and joy, Creamer. Creamer's the top dog. He's everything Hayabusa wanted to be and more. Look at him go, a basketball pro. Next minigame is... No, not water skip. Are you kidding me? So they make you play water skip slider again, but this time on top of the previous mechanics, there's giant pillars of rock you need to destroy while you're still trying to skip on the water. Anyway, so I failed it 3 times in a row. The stars aligned, and I was on to catapult craze. Ooh, perfect. Alright. Do I click. Stuff. Okay, there he goes. Oh. Alright, whoa, there's like 4 different bird cameras there. Look at him go! Creeper! Oh no, he's not gonna make it. No! Creeper! No! Well, now I've lost all my lives. I'd like to mention that Jacob and I were in a call for all of this because he wanted to watch me play Amazing Island. And at this point of the game, he was muted because he was on the phone taking a business call, but was still watching the screen share. So we were both sitting there in silence, watching me slowly deteriorate as I lose to Water Skip Crusher literally 6 times in a row.
Come on,
You're
dude.
so
Creeper,
good. Let's skip to the end. This is getting painful. Yellow vision orb. Woohoo! In comes Wagner, the innocent little robot dog with one eye. Competitive Beyblade, stacking tower blocks, racing. He sounded in pain during the whole thing. I also wanted to mention with the Beyblade game, you get points when you're blasted into the air by the volcano, but turns out if you fall off the edge, the game also thinks you're in the air, like in a good way, and gives you points. So needless to say, I started exploiting the hell out of that mechanic. Blue Vision Orb! Now, I don't think you're ready for the next monster I created, but I will present him anyway. Behold, Scoliosis, the giant saw blade shrimp. Saw blades for arms, saw blades for scales, machine gun in the middle of his chest. You don't know how badly I wanted to put it somewhere else, but this channel is rated E for everyone, so it took all my willpower to refrain myself. Now when I'm entering a minigame, the intro text looks like a diagnosis. Nothing really out of the ordinary happened with Scoliosis, but with one of the minigames, I completely forgot I had to read the instructions and ended up not knowing what to do at all, and I just thought this clip was really funny. Help! I don't know what I'm doing! I thought I was supposed to match it like the other ones. I'm not getting... Oh, great. What's my score? After a lot of trial and error, Scoliosis got the water vision orb. I don't know if they started like running out of color ideas for the vision orbs or something. All of the orbs so far have been like the orange orb, the blue orb, the green orb, the yellow orb, water orb. I unlocked the monster body type Kid, so I decided to make a child. His name is Child. Holy crap, Child is buff as shit! Hello, this is Max. He has many swords, and here's all. By the way, this game has thrown like 4 different versions of Water Skip Slider at me throughout this whole playthrough, and I'm still not getting any better at them in the slightest. Look at Max go, full on sprinting with those swords like there's not a care in the world. Come on, don't do this to me. We're so close. Don't! Ah! So now that I've got all the vision orbs, it's time to fight the Black Evil. That's the game's actual name for the final boss. Please don't come after me for saying this. It's not under my control. But I've got one last thing I want to do. I wanted to combine all the monsters we've created so far and use that monster to fight the final boss. Nathan's eyes and wings, Hayabusa's arms, Creamer's tail, Wagner's little cog-nose thing, Scoliosis' saw blades, Max's legs and swords, Child's happy face t-shirt. They all merge into my other half. This is Animations! You get it? We enter the volcano willingly this time, and there he is. Black Evil. Again, the game said it, not me. I don't know why, but the game developers decided to crank the difficulty on this fight to hard as they possibly could. It's another version of Evil Volleyball, by the way. If you expected anything else, I don't know what to tell you. He throws this astronomical freaking burning star at you, and you have to press A at the right time to catch it. Wait until the very end of the cliff to throw it back, otherwise you'll lose your platforms and fall off. And also click at the right time to throw it far enough to hit him. I know, a bit confusing. And it's not actually easier to play. Alright, you're going down, dude. Watch this. Big throw. Big throw. Alright. This one. Big throw. Whew. Okay. Ooh, I don't know about this one. Final blow. Alright. Animations. Hold on. Yeah. So here, if you catch the sun at just the right time, you actually don't slide back and can immediately throw it at him, which is really good, but I think it's something like a frame perfect maneuver, so... Crap. Ooh, is this it? Oh, look at that health. No, please. Ah. But then, oh, come on. Come on. Yes. Is he dead? Ah. I'll be honest, I completely forgot there was supposed to be a phase 2. The tutorial totally told me about it, but I was failing for so long it just completely left my memory. I was freaking out because I wasn't mentally prepared and also didn't know what to do, so Jacob was trying to coach me in real time amidst the panic. It was not good, but somehow I did it. Dude, I don't even know what's happening. These special... I can't even see, like, what is... I won. Black Evil was defeated, and Amazing Island is saved. There was a bunch of dialogue and plot afterwards, but I didn't really read any of it because I just watched animations do various little dances and celebration in the background. So, Amazing Island. I think this one sentence I said after the game was done really summarized it all up really nicely. This game feels too good for what it is. Almost every single minigame played really well, and the controls were never really a problem. Sure, I failed an embarrassingly large amount of times, but I'm pretty sure that's just because I'm incompetent. The music they created for the minigames actually, like, goes hard. Basically, I can't really point to any specific aspect of the game and say, yeah, that wasn't good. And something about that scares me, especially for a game that looks like this. I will cherish my creations and the memories I made in this game for as long as I live. Especially Creamer. I really like Creamer a lot, and I have no idea why. Anyway, my final thoughts. I think more people need to know about Amazing Island, so, I don't know, go play it. So, if you didn't know or have forgotten, there was a pandemic, and not only that, but said pandemic ended up canceling the super awesome tour Scribble Showdown James, Dom, Ross, Aaron, and I were planning on doing last year. But the good news is it's officially postponed. We have new dates. Tickets are on sale now. If you already bought tickets from 2020, those are all still valid points of purchase. You don't have to buy them again. I think DC and London are still trying to get all straightened out, but yeah, all the other places are good to go. You can go to scribbleshowdown.com to get tickets. I put the link in the description, and yeah, I'm talking about this a bit early, but I figured I'd let you guys know before we started going crazy with the promo, so you've got a bit of a head start. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Amazing Island is cool. Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've had a story to tell, but I have a story to tell, and it's because my birds accidentally laid eggs together without my consent. Okay, so let's back up. I'm sure the majority of you know this guy right here, Ari. Classic piece in the Jaiden Animations lore. If you don't know him, you don't know me. I keep Ari in his own room because he destroys literally anything if he has access to it. In a way, you could call it a containment room. But when I'm not around to give him attention, I wanted to make sure he has a friend around and isn't just sitting there all alone and pitiful-like. So back in October 2019, I got Tofu, which, oh my god, I'm just realizing is much longer ago than I thought. Tofu, I thought you were still just a baby. She definitely isn't as well known as Ari, but we're talking about her now. I was so nervous back when Tofu first arrived because I obviously hadn't gotten any other pets before, and it was really important that she and Ari actually got along. Birds can be pretty particular, and some just flat out hate each other for no apparent reason. Some sort of bird drama or something, I don't know. I was worried my birds were gonna mean girls each other, and then suddenly I'd have two singular birds, which then doubles my original problem. I went through the typical process you're supposed to do to introduce them, keep them in separate areas for a bit, let them kind of see each other, slowly introduce them in small doses, and suddenly they were best friends. I was so happy. Plan B of having to get 4 birds was now not necessary. So great, everything was going according to plan. I have 2 birds that can keep each other company when I'm not around. Nothing could possibly go wrong when there's a pair of animals that get along very well. It was a peaceful, happy 3 years of 2 birds who were besties until this past spring where everything went wrong. How could this happen? I walked into the birds' room to give them their morning food, and on their dresser, I find 3 tiny little eggs. Oh, uh-oh. And by the way, when I say tiny, I mean you would be shocked to see how small bird eggs can be. These things were the size of a quarter. Some of you may be thinking, Jaiden, why is this a bad thing? Jaiden, it's the gift of life. This is a beautiful moment of miracles. Okay, sure, but actually, no. First of all, I don't want more birds, especially fragile little fresh out the egg ones. Remember when I was worried I'd have to get 4 birds if Ari and Tofu didn't like each other? Why am I experiencing the same dilemma again? 2 birds is already enough, especially since one of them has devoted his entire life to being a full-time bastard. Anyone who has a gremlin pet understands that that creature is equal to like 3 pets worth of energy. It's a lot to handle at all times, and if my plate gets any more full, I'll unlock alcoholism. Second of all, this is now my problem that I need to handle ASAP. I can't be like, oh, I'm busy right now, I'll deal with it later. No, procrastinating would only lead to possible hatching. Not 100%, but there's a chance, I'll get to that later. Which leads back to my prior statement that I've stated multiple times at this point of I don't want more birds. Immediately, I was like, how did this happen? I've been preventing them from laying eggs together for so long. What changed? Unlike cats and dogs, birds can't really be neutered, at least not easily. You could give them like monthly hormone shots or there's other stuff, but it's just really complicated. And you're better off simply making sure their environment is set up in a way to discourage nesting and egg laying behavior. There's a few things you could do to prevent it, but to sum things up, basically, don't let the birds nest. If they find a dark little hidey hole, they'll start treating it like a nest and get hormonal, and suddenly you've got eggs. No nesting, for the most part, no problem. I looked around the room and was so confused. All they had in there were their cages, climbing tree, and a drawer I bought to hold all their bird stuff. And the eggs were just on the top of the drawer too, not even in a safe burrowed nest-like place. One had already rolled off the side and cracked open on the floor like an omelet. Tofu, this is not even close to motherly instincts. After a bit of snooping around, I pulled the drawer back from the wall to realize, oh my god, these birds have been secretly burrowing into the back of this drawer like they were plotting a prison escape. Somehow, Ari and Tofu squeezed their tiny bodies in between the drawer and the wall and started chewing the back of it to get into the drawers from behind. They literally gnawed through it like the nematodes in SpongeBob. You should have seen all the sawdust on the floor. Well, here's a picture, but it doesn't do it justice. It looked like a construction site and smelled like Home Depot. Suddenly it made sense. They were using the drawer as a secret nest. Whenever I was in the room, they were out and about. Hi, Mom, please give us seeds. Nothing nefarious is going on. I leave, and boom, straight to the forbidden nesting drawer they go. Criminals. As I'm connecting the dots on how we got to this point, I realized I don't even know which one of these knuckleheads even laid the eggs. When I got Tofu, I made sure she was a girl. A little lady. I talked to one of my bird knowledgeable friends when I was considering getting another, and she recommended a female bird because there was a higher chance Ari would get along with her more than a male bird. So Tofu has been DNA checked and female certified. However, way back when I got Ari, I never got him/her checked. Green cheek conure genders can only be confirmed through DNA tests, and there wasn't really any important reason to know Ari's gender at the time. So I just didn't. Over the years, I've just started calling him my big man because of the way he acted and behaviors he displayed felt very obnoxiously masculine. But it was always more of a gut feeling above anything else. But I am now facing a possible reality that my bird I've had for 7 years that I've been headcanoning is male could have been female this whole time and is the potential mother of these confusing eggs. Because yes, birds don't need a male around to lay eggs. Think about it like chickens. They just be laying eggs out the wazoo without a rooster in sight. They don't care. Boom, egg. If it's a girl bird, that thing can lay eggs whether you or a male bird wants it to or not. So in this situation, Ari possibly being a girl is the thing that's blowing my mind the most. But one quick peek at their little bird booty hole swiftly gave me the answer. It was definitely Tofu. If you know, you know. I'm just saying, laying 3 eggs a quarter the size of your whole body biologically does something to you. Anyway, I immediately booked a vet visit for Tofu. Laying eggs drains birds of their calcium and overall health, so I wanted to make sure she was generally okay. The vet took a look at her and was like, she looks fine, she's acting fine, we'll give her some vitamins, but she's still got more eggs in her. What?
Tofu, how many of those things you're gonna cook up? Also, we gotta limit this whole ordeal to as minimal as possible, please, because that vet bill was not fun. We can't be making this a routine occurrence. It's no mystery laying eggs can also be pretty dangerous for birds. There's a chance it could get stuck and the bird just dies. And to be honest, I really didn't want that to happen. So every egg meant an extra mountain of stress and anxiety for me. Yippee! The vet told me conures typically lay eggs every other day, so once she goes a few days without laying any, then I can come back and get her another checkup to really make sure she's all good. So I let time pass, and in total, Tofu ended up laying 8 freaking eggs. She was not supposed to lay that many. Normally conures lay clutches of like 4 or 5, so she basically laid 2 birds worth of eggs. I don't know what to do. But alright, she's finally done. We can now move on to the second step in the what to do when your bird lays eggs without your permission plan. I have to swap out the eggs for fake ones. If I just yoink Tofu's eggs away, she's gonna be like, what the my eggs? Dude, what the hell? I just laid those. And she's biologically programmed to start laying more to replace them. Luckily, my friends Jordan and Kelsey had some fake conure eggs because coincidentally, their bird laid eggs like 6 months prior to Tofu, so they already went through this process and were definitely supplying me with mental support. They lent me their fake eggs, I swapped them out, and perfect. Tofu is now trying to be a mother of 8 balls of plastic. After a few weeks of them not hatching, she'll move on, forget all about them, and everything will return to normal. It was a successful heist, as in I gave them both treats, stole all their eggs right in front of them, and they did not notice. You might be realizing, even though Tofu's eggs won't hatch, I still am in possession of actual real bird eggs that may or may not be fertilized. Yep, as much as Ari could have been the mother, he could also be the father. We don't know. Big drama. Are you the father? More like, is there even a father? After consulting with the vet and various bird resources, I basically had to make sure no birds could start growing in them just in case. Even though it's very likely they were just empty little chicken eggs, we couldn't run the risk. By the various resources aforementioned, I was given a few options. I was told I could smash them, which felt a tad bit too violent for me. Oh, Tofu, are these your little eggs? The first eggs you've ever laid in your life? Absolutely not. I could freeze them, just put them in a little container, pop them in the freezer, and there you go. But the last option, which sounded the most insane in my opinion, was to boil them. Make tiny little boiled eggs. Why does that one sound the most deranged and psychopathic? I know people consume all types of bird eggs all over the world, but boiling my own conures eggs just feels way past the line in mental sanity. So I popped them in the freezer to hang on to whatever humanity I had left after all this, and they've been there ever since. I still have them. I'll go to grab a popsicle and be like, oh, hello, Tofu eggs. I don't know. Even though they won't hatch, they still feel special. They're my little baby Tofu's little baby eggs. I don't want to just throw them away like they're nothing. I'll just keep them in my freezer forever because that's somehow the most sane option I was given. Some people might be like, Jaiden, you should have tried to let them hatch. But you do not understand. I am definitely not qualified to raise baby birds. I promise this was the best thing to do for everyone. For me, for the eggs, for Ari and Tofu. God knows Ari would have been an awful father. Or mother. So that's what I've been dealing with over the past few months. Tofu's fine now. She's essentially back to normal. I have since removed the secret nest drawer they have claimed. I'm sure they weren't too happy about that one, but hey, you reap what you sow. People will tell me, oh, you're the reason I want a bird. And I always think to myself, man, that's unfortunate. The majority of people are not suited to own a bird. Case 1, they can cut through furniture like chainsaws. Case 2, they could lay eggs and curse you to put them in the freezer like the egg murderer you are. Or worse. I love my birds with all my heart, but if anyone ever asks me if they make good pets, I turn into the biggest hater. And if you're a good bird owner, you'd probably agree with me. Birds are beautiful, intelligent, loyal companions, but they're also knife tornadoes who can force you to question your own mortality as you spend a fortune on vet bills.
Thanks for watching. Hey, by the way, do you want to see me in person in the flesh? James, Ross, Dom, Aaron, and I are all going back on tour again. Imagine going to a funny improv drawing comedy show, but there's no children. And I swear, live on stage, right in front of you. That's right, if you're 18 plus, you should grab tickets to our Scribble Showdown After Dark show. Check out scribbleshowdown.com to see if we're coming to a town near you. I hope to see you there, and also happy almost 2024. Time is but an illusion, and we're all aging too fast for our souls to truly absorb the meaning of life. I hope you enjoyed the little story about my birds. Bye-bye! Virtual pet games have been around since when people figured out how to make games that weren't Pong. Tamagotchi, Nintendogs, Webkins, Robo Sapien, you name it. And it makes sense. Kids love pets, and parents love not giving their children actual living, breathing animals that'll eventually die and send their child into a spiraling depression for at least 3 days. It's a win-win for everyone. In 2004, my parents gave me a Nintendo DS along with 2 games to go with it. Animal Crossing Wild World and Nintendogs. They already gave me a real dog at that point, but this was good for stopping me before I started trying to ask for another, because boy did I not take care of the first one. I actually still have the exact same save file as when I first got the game. This is Star, my first ever Nintendog. I don't know why I named her Star, especially since the shape on her stomach is a heart. Anyway, her stats are maxed out. She can walk longer than any of my other dogs. I was gonna show you, but then I do not think that we just went on a walk. I haven't seen these dogs in 12 years, and she's the champion of agility training. Well, at least she was, until I tried to do a contest like the good old days, made a fool of myself, and got my dog bullied by the judges. This is Scruffy, named after my childhood dog, who is very dead now. Oh, there's Scruffy. I know you haven't had human interaction in like 6 years because you're dead, but give me some space, will ya? And the other dogs mean nothing to me. I also wanted to show off my Peach cart toy. I loved this thing as a kid and thought it was super rare, which I actually think maybe isn't because I have 2. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Nintendogs. I'm here because I found a bunch of very strange virtual pet games that are not Nintendogs that I want to show you. First up, we've got Hamster's Life with a Z. And I got these games from eBay, and it looks like someone else's hamsters on here. Anyway, oh no, it's one of these games. So I was going through the selection of hamsters, and I stumble onto this. The cutie hamster. This is quite possibly one of the ugliest hamsters I've ever seen in my entire life. The cute little icon compared to the actual hamster is astounding. It got worse. He looks like an elder, so I'm going to name him Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa wants to play a memory game. Oh no. So you can pet your hamster, feed it, clean the mass amounts of black mold growing in its cage. Hold it with your creepy hand. You can even take him out of the cage and hold it. Alright, I think I'm done for now. You can also give it toys to play with. Oh, he cage is too small. So, you know, Hamster's Life with a Z was as to be expected. Sure, some of the execution was a bit unexpected. But nothing out of the ordinary. Until, what do you say when you turn around, you see a cat, and your heart almost stops? What? I thought you just play little mini games with your hamster and feed them seeds and stuff, but apparently they start learning English. You can talk to them, and they'll respond, but you can only say the options the game is provided. Yes, the only phrases a human would ever need. Good evening, come on, and I'm sad. But sometimes the hamster will personally ask how to convey emotions. My friend went away. How should I express these feelings? What should I say when I only have one sunflower seed left? Guys, I taught my hamster how to be sad, and now I think he's depressed. But it's okay, because 42 hours in, Grandpa now has a cowboy hat and an entire roller coaster. Next up is Parrot Pals. I was excited about this one because, you know, I have my own Parrot Pals. You boot up the game and... you know what? It's not wrong. I picked out my large bird and named him Large, and now I have options on how to interact with him. Care, which is the typical feeding, cage cleanup, bathing. Watching, which is just letting him outside and watching him. You can't interact with your bird while you're watching him. You just sit there and watch him. I mean,
I don't know what I expected. And play, which is the minigames. Can't be a virtual pet game without the minigames. There's dribbling, made you look, and tug of war. And I was immediately intrigued by tug of war because I don't know if you know this, but this is what tug of war looks like with a bird. Turns out you have to withhold your strength and not knock over the flag in the middle, which is less exciting if I'm gonna be completely honest. Also, this is what dribbling looks like. It's just keep away with the bird. I don't know, I just wanted to show you what it looked like. Anyway, you can actually talk to your bird and it'll try to have a conversation. Hello, bird.
I don't like you.
Alright, so let me show you the Amazon review that single-handedly made me decide I have to buy this game. Sarah says, 1 star. Within the first 5 minutes, my daughter struggled to get the speak and repeat to work. And when it did work, the bird kept telling her over and over, I dislike you, until she cried. Need I say more? Also, it was literally like $2. A bit into the game, you unlock training, which lets you teach your bird tricks and phrases to repeat. I was confused on why the game was telling me to teach the bird random phrases like, washed up by the river, there was an old man, and Ogre Island. But then I realized I had to teach the bird this entire 20-phrase-long story.
Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old lady. One day, the old lady was washing up by the river, and a long egg came rolling down the river. She picked it up and carried it home. When she opened it, out came a baby boy. She named him Robin. When Robin grew up, he went with his 3 little friends to Ogre Island. By working together, they got rid of the owner, and they lived happily ever after.
I'm not going to tell you how long it took to get him to learn all that, but just know it was more than I would have committed to if I wasn't monetizing it for content. Then Large just starts going off with the free speech.
Today I'm feeling a robot. Thanks for doing this. You should try again. You worked really hard.
I didn't teach him any of that. Why is he saying these things? After you teach the bird every single trick and repeatable phrase he can learn, contests open up. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I'm probably the first person in the world who has actually unlocked contests and Parrot Pals. I entered Large into the beginner contest and won, probably because he was the only participant. So you win the beginner contest and you'd expect your rank to go up to, I don't know, intermediate contest or maybe even advanced contest. No, you rank up from beginner to novice. What's next after that? Just starting out? It's master? You go from beginner to novice to master. Now, the game you've all been waiting for. You know 'em, you love 'em, monkeys. With a Z, obviously. A game where you adopt, take home, and play with monkeys. You start off at an adoption center where you can pet the 3 monkeys they have out in their backyard to see which one you want to take home. Well, hey there, buddy, what's your— Oh, God! I mean, how can I say no to a face like that? I named him Champ, and now we just go home, I guess. Look at him go. Welcome home, little man. Don't touch that. I was in the middle of trying to figure out what a single one of these menu icons meant when Champ decided to just go out and help himself to the kitchen. I mean, yeah, I guess monkeys would be able to do that. But I sure didn't expect it. Also, holy crap, I totally thought Champ was a boy at first. But turns out I was just confused because they colored the female gender icon of the monkey blue. So there Champ is, in the kitchen, hanging out. I'm just realizing there's just a straight up monkey in my house. After a little bit of petting and taking care of your monkey, a little heart gauge goes up. And when you get all 3 hearts, your monkey will grow up. This is uncanny. This monkey is now taller than the kitchen countertops. Go out and take a look at the counters in your kitchen right now and really just take in how big of a monkey that is. Am I the only one that is feeling very weird about this? There's no doubt in my mind. This monkey could absolutely kill me if it wanted to. I bought another monkey. You can go out to the park with your monkeys and play with just some random other monkey that's there. There's also Nintendogs agility training.
but for monkeys, and Nintendog's bath time, but for monkeys, and Nintendog's frisbee toy, but for monkeys. But you know what this game has that Nintendogs doesn't? Human clothes. I put this sweater on Champ because, I don't know, I think now it feels like I have an actual just hairy person. Then I bought another monkey. There are 3 monkeys in my house and they all have various styles of clothes on. Then this happened. I think out of all the virtual pet games out there, the fact that the monkeys can have babies makes me the most uncomfortable. Overall, this game is very jank. You can throw the bowl of water and the water just does this. Monkeys will get stuck in the walls. When you enter a new room, for a few frames, you can catch all the monkeys T-posing, but I'd expect nothing less from Pets Monkey's House. With a Z. I knew what I was getting into with this game. Have you seen the back of the box art? There's not much else to say. Overall, I enjoyed virtual pet games as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people think back fondly on their virtual pets as well. It's just funny how Nintendo started this huge trend and all these other game companies started scrambling to throw together their own Nintendogs to cash in on poor, unassuming children and grandparents. But again, now we've got such a wide variety of content, and I unironically love it.
Hi, hope you're all having a good year so far. Sorry I was gone for a bit. I took a break at the beginning of the year, so yeah, it happens. Anyway, I don't think I have much to say here, so I guess this is gonna be a short end card this time. Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Jaiden. This is another video with Nathan from Drawfee.
Hi!
Woo! You haven't seen him on my channel yet, but we're doing videos anyway.
What an introduction.
So what we're gonna do is draw Yu-Gi-Oh characters. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. Nathan said that he knew a little bit, so hopefully we won't butcher them too much. I have this list of some characters, and we don't know what they look like. We just have the names. We'll get revealed what they look like after we draw. So this is just gonna be a train wreck. Should we get started?
I'm excited. Let's do it.
So your monster guy is Kuribo.
Karibo. I kind of... Yeah. What I remember is Karibo is sort of just like a big fluff ball.
Like, I've walked into friends watching Yu-Gi-Oh before.
And then
like,
they're always like, no, it was just,
They were saying that there's, like, some annoying monsters. Was this one of the, like, annoying guys? Because they don't seem like a monster. They just seem like a little flea. Like, I'm a Pokemon person.
Oh, same,
so,
yeah.
To me, it just looks like Venomoth.
You know, I might have just drawn Venomoth. This is my version. This is my Karibo OC. Karibo C.
Do not steal. He looks like he was born in the cold snow, but he wants to move to the city and to like a bakery.
Maybe this Karibo he's a baker, so he's got a chef's hat. He doesn't want to be a dual monster.
He wants to be a pastry guy.
He wants to make those little cupcakes.
So I'm gonna reveal a clue that I have been provided.
Oh, okay.
This monster looks cute, but has the power to multiply infinitely.
Oh.
He doesn't need any employees. He just needs himself.
Right, so we've got Karibo Prime over here.
Oh, there we go.
They don't all get to wear the chef's hat.
I mean, working in the culinary industry, they've got to have some crazy hairnets.
Oh, yeah. You have to sign a waiver to not be mad if there's hair in your cupcakes.
You can't sue them. Since they're deadly monsters, I wonder if their hair is poison.
Oh, maybe. That'd be bad for business.
It's like an assassination bakery.
Oh, yeah. Bring your targets there.
Yeah, you have the option. You can get a normal cupcake or an assassination cupcake.
It is called Assassination Cupcake, so it's...
It's on the menu. It's highlighted red.
There's no way to stop all that hair.
Man, the janitors probably got either a good wage or a bad life.
I would not want to clone myself to be an employee because I know how lazy I am. I wouldn't even be able to get mad at myself. I'd be like, you knew what you were getting into.
And you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Look at all these cupcake mans.
This one's doing a jump.
He's like this sign twirler outside.
Oh, yeah. Come on, get assassinated at
Yay.
Assassination Cupcakes.
It's high demand, unfortunately. I don't know what they look like anyway, so I'm just like, yeah, you nailed it. Oh, that's actually really close.
Yeah, I got pretty close. He's got very sharp claws, and he's got little Pac-Man eyes.
I mean, your cupcake mans probably filed themselves down so they don't stab any cupcakes.
as you've already established, you don't know any Yu-Gi-Oh monsters.
Yep, I know nothing.
Miscellaneousaurus.
Miscellaneousaurus. That's when okay. He's got, of course, we gotta go with the long neck guy. But the thing is, he has scissors as a head because those are random, right? How do scissors work? Shoot. So. No, vertically. Nope. There we go.
Yeah! So this is the face. You've set off on a very good path already. Oh, they're the eyes.
There we go.
If I saw this coming towards me. Oh my god.
Obviously, we're on the right path.
I just read what the first clue was, and it's very good. Just mix a bunch of dinosaurs together.
Oh, okay. It's like those three-headed dinosaurs, and they're like, there's that one brother that just you deal with.
So there's actual dinosaur face, and then there's also scissor face. They don't get along. You know, I just want to be able to enjoy some construction paper without having you snip it.
He's like trying to sleep, and then he just wakes up to snip, and then he's like, what are you doing?
I was giving you a haircut.
Yeah, he does have like really bad haircuts.
I was just trying something out. I saw it on the internet. It looked like a cool style.
He's like, I don't want sideburns. How do you even do that? You cut hair.
Well, I had to glue the hair on you first so I could cut it.
So he's got a hammer tail, and he's got a pencil leg.
Which head controls the pencil leg? Do they share custody, or is it...
The scissor guy connects to the pencil, and this guy connects to this foot. They have to teamwork together. It's ultimately a brotherly love kind of relationship.
That's nice.
So this guy's got a spatula.
Spatula, sure. We're cooking breakfast. That's like when they get in a fight, but then Scissorhead feels bad, so he cooks his brother breakfast in bed.
But he gets like, it's all cut into tiny pieces. What can we do for wings?
Maybe that's the construction paper. It's been cut up. He cut his own wings on there.
And then the other one's just like snippy. No, it's like one of those paper guys. I couldn't find another place for his paper guy wings. So
it replaced them. That's good. It's an upgrade. You know, they don't fly real good, but they're mostly for show.
And then like he leaves a little trail of nails.
Oh, that's got to be painful coming out.
No, his tail thing. He hammers things.
Okay, because when you said he leaves a trail, I was my mind went to okay, good. They're from his pocket. That's much better than what I was thinking.
Either way, it's probably both. I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh. They probably explain it in the end.
Yeah, this is my fucking head with the hammer.
The head right. One of the heads right. That must be like his dad or something.
You two better get along. I will turn this card around.
So how hungry are you?
It is. I'm sort of bleeding into my lunchtime right now.
How about a hungry burger?
How about that's not the monster's name, is it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
People complain that Pokemon is unoriginal.
Hungry burger. I know there's a Yu-Gi-Oh monster named like Mystic Tomato.
Mystic?
So
Oh, they're the perfect pair. Unless your enemy doesn't like tomato on their burger.
I do not like tomato, personally.
So that, like, minus 1,000 life points for you.
Maybe this burger's got teeth. What goes on a burger? Some pickles?
Pickles. I think of that SpongeBob episode with that one big flounder fish. He's like, you forgot the pickles. And SpongeBob's like, it's under your tongue. And everyone's like, oh.
What a reveal.
What I'm talking about at all?
I mean, I know SpongeBob works at a fast food burger restaurant. What should the eyes be?
Sesame seeds?
Sesame seeds.
What if he has like 1,000 sesame eyes?
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Okay. Oh, and maybe he's got like French fry legs.
Oh my god!
Oh, this burger's so hungry.
How ironic would it be if he was a vegetarian?
Oh, he's got all these sharp teeth, but he's just like, I just want lettuce. If he ever becomes satisfied, he'll cease being hungry burger. He'll just be regular burger.
And then
you know?
No one can play with his card because he'll be powerless. I'm going to give you a clue. A small Japanese flag can be seen on the top of this creature's bun.
Got it.
So he's like a little Japanese boy.
Yes, because all little Japanese boys have flags.
Do you think they have like a little cocoon for their little babies?
Oh, little sliders?
Oh, that's adorable.
slider spiders.
It spindles little condiments, so like mustard and ketchup and stuff. This looks great. I don't even want to look at the actual guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Wow.
Oh my god! That's like pretty spot on.
Yeah, I think I innovated on it.
That's puberty stage for your hungry burger.
I've got a Yu-Gi-Oh monster for you.
Yay.
Zork Necrophades, aka Zork the Dark One.
I don't know what a Zork is.
Would you like a clue to start off with?
Yeah, let's do that.
Clue 1 says, large, purple-skinned demon with bat-like wings. This is a pretty big villain in Yu-Gi-Oh! And he is jacked!
He is jacked. He's a demon, so that makes me think he is a dragon. If he's jacked, he definitely went to the gym.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Jaiden, yes.
I don't know anatomy, so I'll try my best. What do dragon nipples look like?
Maybe just horns? Aww.
He said bat wings.
Yeah, bat
Remember
wings.
that description. He skipped wing day.
Again, there. He skipped wing day. He's gonna get made fun of on all the demon lifting forums.
I don't know how tail muscles work, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
goofy.
it does
Yeah,
not
it's
skip
like-
tail day.
You know how bros are with their protein shakes.
Oh, do I ever? They should call them protein shakes, am I right? I skipped ahead in the clues. You can't see this in the card, but he has a dragon head coming out of his stomach.
Oh, that takes away the abs.
Aww, he's cute. Oh, but he's also lifting.
You can't skip
Stomach head day.
He doesn't skip wing day. I don't even know what beefy, muscly wings look like, so
You
just
got it.
imagine.
It's that. If the big one's name is Zork, the little one's name could be like Zerk.
Zork and Zerk.
They're buddies. They get along way better than the two heads on Miscellaneousaurus.
One thing that I wish I gave him was a tank top.
Maybe just a real tiny one. Yeah. And it just, yeah.
It's got
It's so small. His mom got it for him.
It's obviously ripping.
Oh, Mom, I'm not that small anymore. This is the biggest one they had at the store.
Alright, let me like color him purple a little bit. I forgot that was a detail.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
The one we drew is like nowhere near as jacked.
That's his body goals. Alright, I think that's it. We did Yu-Gi-Oh! No justice.
We did it. We did Yu-Gi-Oh! Perfectly. No one could be mad at what we've drawn.
I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! But I feel very informed and educated now. If you liked this video, then you should go watch our Dark Souls video
Oh, yeah.
with Nathan and Julie. It's like the same concept, but what would you call it?
It's on a different channel.
I just realized this guy kind of looks like Spyro.
You drew jacked Spyro.
Thank you for watching. Go watch Drawfee, and that's it for right now.
Bye.
Man, I'll never be able to throw a baseball like Ruth. He's got so much more skill and talent than me. It's like he was born to be a pitcher. If I could throw like him, I'd be so happy. Man, I'll never be able to throw like Mason. Self-improvement seems like a simple concept. And what I've been learning the more I look into it is that no, it's not. It's all over the place, and everyone has some sort of struggle with it at one point or another, and it can be a nightmare. It's like falling from a tree. There's so many different branches you can get smacked by. Then I want to talk about it. Self-improvement is extremely important to me. Out of all the personal values I stand by, it's the one I actively think about the most. Multiple times a day, I'll end up having some sort of checkup with myself to analyze if I'm doing enough to satisfy my self-growth quota. What can I change to do better? Am I pushing myself? This isn't good enough yet. Why does everything I do look like shit? And that's the thought pattern I and a lot of people can start to spiral into. The concept of self-improvement is really positive and inspiring. Keep on working to develop yourself and you'll become a better person you could ever dream of. You can do anything you set your mind to. Go get 'em, Tiger! Yeah, woo! That sounds great! Except, there's also this one complication where some people start having unrealistic expectations and an unhealthy mindset, and when they disappoint themselves after their inevitable failure to reach their unrealistic goal, it cuts them so deeply that it impacts their self-worth right to the core of their being.
Woo. I struggled with that one a lot. The I can never be satisfied with what I'm doing and don't think I deserve any recognition branch. Just a bad case of imposter syndrome, pretty much. I'd explain what that is, but I don't think I'm qualified enough to do that. There are much better YouTubers than me who are much more deserving of my position, and I don't think I'm worthy of people paying attention to what I say because my content isn't good enough, and I really want to be able to play this really intense piano song because I've never done anything at that difficulty before, and I'm gonna push myself out of my comfort level. Well, it must have been actually too easy. I mean, it's not that great of an achievement. There's much better out there. Man, I suck! No, you practiced for weeks. You earned this. You should be able to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm freaking great, and I deserve to feel at least a sliver of satisfaction for myself here. You idiot. When you're constantly looking for the next bar to hit, you can blind yourself to how far you've come. It's alright. You can actually be proud of yourself without being a cocky douchebag. Since I value improvement so much, any sense of satisfaction with something would make me worried that I was settling and I wouldn't push myself anymore. Hindsight is 20/20, and I'm able to see how actually super toxic and damaging that thought process was. I wasn't pushing myself out of passion like I thought I was. It was all just a disguise. Let's see who the culprit really was. What? Oh no! It was actually pushing myself too hard out of blind fear of becoming complacent. I got jinkied. Self-improving also pertains to self-help. You can't grow as a person when you're holding a whip to yourself. Can you whip yourself? I looked it up and ended up on a page I didn't want, but the analogy stands. You know that SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob was like verbally abusing his snail and then it ends up exploding? This is your brain on negativity. Any questions? A big trip up can also be comparing yourself to other people. There's definitely positive aspects of being inspired by people you look up to, but like most things, too much of anything can be bad. There's always going to be people of a higher skill set than you, so you should try to identify who you are, not who to compare yourself to. I won't be exactly like Bo. He's super great and funny and really smart, but I'm not Bo. I'm such a failure. If everyone compared their skill sets to each other in order to calculate how much skill and potential they have, then all infant children should just give up on everything. You think time and practice is gonna help you improve your drawing ability, baby? Well, think again. You suck right now, so you might as well just throw in the towel, you pathetic little waste of diapers. Look at your drawing compared to Van Gogh. You call those sunflowers? Psh! This scribbled mess shows no potential of improvement in the art field. And you've even got more ears than him. You could have like 7 ears and still not be capable of creating a fraction of anything that could be considered art. You're nothing. Nothing! Everyone's on their own timeline. Even if someone is the same age or maybe even younger than you, it's still not okay to compare how much further they are to you. Jeremiah was able to hopscotch to number 8 when he was 5. I'm 21 and still get tripped up at the 5 and 6 combo. It's alright. Everyone's got different variables pushing them forward and backwards. Jeremiah has 4 legs, and you've only got 1. You'll get there with enough practice, champ. You've also got to think about why you want to improve something. Is it for yourself, or because you think that's what other people want from you? If you make choices based on what others want, then, oops, you played yourself. All of a sudden, in 3 years, you're hit with the realization that you don't know who you are, and you're just a living amalgamation of other people's expectations. Zoinks. When I was 9, I had a friend who said her favorite color was blue, so I said my favorite color was blue too, because I wanted her to like me, and that gave us something in common. Real critical 9-year-old thinking there. For years, I kept with that pattern of becoming a person I thought other people would like, and saying my favorite color was blue, because people who like purple are freaks! Until one year in high school, I suddenly had an identity crisis and a whole mental breakdown being like, I don't know who I am anymore. All my personality traits are based on things I've modified for other people. My favorite color isn't even blue! We ended up painting my bedroom walls from blue to white because of that meltdown. Don't paint your walls a color based on lies from when you were 9. Let's flip the coin and talk about the other side of the improvement spectrum. As much as people can attach their self-worth to their failures or shortcomings, which is not good and you should not do that. The same can be applied to earning achievements. It's not uncommon for people to improve, experience success, and then not feel the need to push themselves any further, which can melt into them being so absorbed in their accomplishments that they attribute it to their self-worth, becoming arrogant and a sociopath, douchebag. Jaiden, this is getting confusing. Are we supposed to be proud of ourselves or not? No, yes, be proud of yourself, but don't get too caught up in, it's okay. Ugh, all this stuff gets so tricky, and I swear we're all just destined to get hit by a meteor and perish. Yes, you should be proud of your achievements and improvements, but it's dangerous to link them or anything to your self-worth or personality, because that's how you either think you're as worthless as a speck of dust, or brainwash yourself into thinking you're the reincarnation of God. Just don't let your success/failure meter affect your personal behavior meter, and it'll be fine. I've asked a bunch of my friends on their opinion on what to do in situations when you've gone off the deep end and think you're all that in a bag of success chips, and we all agreed it just comes down to self-awareness. When you're surrounded in a mist of your own success and so high up on a horse that you can't hear the echoes of reality, stop. The only person that can make a difference is your own reality check and desires to change. There's also a tendency for successful people to be surrounded by yes men and people who will always agree with everything. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Totally. You're so smart. God, she's always right. So it can be really difficult to get that window of clarity where you can actually see the consequences of who you've become. And don't get me started on how seeing criticism gets. I think you could move the eyes down more. They're a bit... You're just a hater, and I don't need you in my life! There are different methods to improvement, too. You can be actively seeking to learn more and mindfully decipher what you need to do to grow, or you can just do your thing and over time keep on perfecting your skill. There's a lot that goes into self-improvement. It's a whole balancing act of understanding what you want and not taking things personally and staying humble and not getting hit by meteors. But believe it or not, with a lot of time and figuring yourself out, it's very manageable and can become one of the strongest tools you can use to become a really balanced, awesome, humble, incredible, super cool person like me.
Hey, thanks for being here. The end of the video, I mean, not alive. Well, like, it's good that you're alive, but I'm not particularly thanking you for that. But good job anyway. Hope you liked the video. We put a lot of effort into it. You might have noticed I've been experimenting with writing some more concept-based videos lately instead of just silly little whatever scripts. And that's just me wanting to add more structure and meaning to videos. It's totally fine to have silly videos and stuff, and I'm not gonna stop them, but I've been wanting to try out being able to talk about things I think are interesting and important, but challenge myself to make them entertaining as well and not like heavy or anything. It's been really fun, and I enjoy making videos more than I ever have, which I think is great. I don't want to turn into a channel that just talks about bettering yourself and all that stuff, though. Don't worry, that's not the direction I want to go. I just want to be able to talk about anything. The next video is going to be more story-based again. Spoilers. Yeah, well, talk to you later. Bye. And thanks.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jaiden, and you already knew that. I'm here with Jazza again.
Hi guys! It's so good to see you again.
So we've got this cool drawing program called, what is it, Drawpile?
Yeah.
And we spent like an hour trying to figure it out. We're gonna draw. We made this. Okay, how do I explain this?
I have a way to explain it. You do a sketch of your avatar, I'm doing a sketch of mine, and then we swap and we'll fill in the lines of each other's avatar.
Okay.
Oh, and Jaiden discovered this cool highlighter tool. Woo, look at this.
Yeah,
look
it's
at
called laser pointer.
Yeah. But it doesn't ruin it. It just gets in the way of what she's drawing.
It's just obnoxious.
Yeah, exactly.
I can draw like a little mustache.
Hey, so you outline my character and I'll outline yours. See here how we've filled in each other's sketches. Our activity today is we're both gonna sketch really simple shapes in combinations that may or may not make sense, and then we'll swap over and do the actual refined drawing.
Yeah.
Maybe we could decide specific things. Like maybe the first thing we could do is say, okay, well, we're gonna make a Pokemon. So we both like make a bunch of shapes and then we swap over and turn it into a Pokemon. That way we can appeal to pop culture.
Get more views.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, we just like decided what we're doing right now on the video.
Yep. I feel like your Pokemon needs a big circle as a foundation here.
I'm gonna start off with a diamond. Do you have a favorite shape? My favorite shape is triangle.
Really?
Yeah.
Favorite shape?
Oh, that's
Favorite shape? I don't have a favorite shape. Here you go. I've given you a big triangle.
Thank
Thought you'd
you.
appreciate that.
Heart is a shape, right?
Yeah, that counts, I guess. I'm done.
All right, let's
Wait,
do this.
I'm adding a circle here. Now I'm done.
I needed that circle. We're turning it into a Pokemon? Is that
Yes.
Okay.
Do you watch like the newer Pokemon things?
I know there's like a new anime because of the new generation that came out, but I haven't watched it. But I've heard the animation is like, yeah, nice.
Apparently they're making a new one for the Nintendo Switch, and there was an interview with the developers, and they're just like, just don't have high expectations.
Really?
Yeah. So everyone's like conflicted because on the one hand they're like, thanks for being honest, but on the other hand, come on.
You know it's gonna be good when even the producers are like, we're sorry.
Yeah, before anyone has seen anything.
I think I'm going like buffalo.
Mine doesn't look like a Pokemon. It just looks like a
Aw, it's
person.
like, it made me think of a futuristic cheerleader. I don't know how to draw rocks. I'm not good at environmental drawings. That's a rock, okay, everyone?
Of all the rocks I've seen, Jaiden.
That's one of the worst. He's gonna have 6 legs, because that's what you gave me.
Oh, he looks so cool. Mine's sort of dumb.
No, he looks happy. He looks like you know Porygon 2, that series.
Yeah, I guess I was going for pretend that it was all intentional.
Pokemon has like a certain style to it. It's like cartoon, but also...
Yeah, I think it's sort of like this style.
I was like, whoa, where'd that come from? And I was like, oh, it's Jezza. You came into my territory.
What type is your Pokemon?
I think I'm going rock, because he's got like this rock. Oh, sorry, I burped. This rock thing, and maybe I'll give him more.
Mine's a psychic Pokemon with the power of love. Yeah?
Aw, so kawaii.
Well, that's why he has big fists, because he punches people in the face and they feel love.
He punches them in the heart.
Yes, exactly.
How does his tail want to go? No.
Maybe we'll move on to new things.
Yeah.
I feel like they've seen enough of these Pokemon.
Yeah. You're just like, get my little kawaii thing.
I feel like this was a good warm-up. Your turn.
People. Let's have like 2 shapes and we have to turn them into figures interacting with each other.
Oh, okay. And we can cross this line in the middle.
Stars are shapes. I'm trying to think. Crescent moon. Oh, this is a shape
Yeah,
test.
no, you better ease up with your shapes there, because I'm not entirely sure.
I started getting into what's a shape that hasn't been done yet, and then I'm like, oh, good luck. Oops, sorry.
I wonder what the weirdest shapes are, like that are legitimate shapes.
Like this.
Yeah.
That's got a name.
Like, what are the-
It's like
It
20
does, like-
freaking headed hedron.
I'm drawing a lady just because I always draw like these action dudes. I need to stretch myself.
Bring in the ladies. So I see you gave me room for a sleeve here, but should I go a different way? I see what you set up for me, and I can totally be like, nope.
That's not a leg, it's an electric guitar.
It's a tooth.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh wow, okay. Your dude's about to get eaten.
Is it my dude or is it still your dude? Am I just like making your guy in peril?
Yes.
Sorry, dude. Now I need to change his expression. I was like, help! Plot twist, this guy's a goldfish. Do they have noses? I feel like they don't have noses. Maybe they do. No, they don't.
See, this is a dual interpretive dance. You actually drew someone holding her up in the crescendo of the dance. You know that scene from Dirty Dancing when she's being lifted up and it's all like romantic or whatever? It's totally like that. The movie Dirty Dancing sounds like a dirty movie, but really it's like white people stepping side to side and clapping.
Like in the high school, and like the hands are like on the hips instead of the shoulders.
Yeah, leave room for Jesus. I actually used to say that. I grew up in a religious family, and you'd go to like church camps and stuff, and they would say things like leave room for Jesus in your dancing.
Jesus wants to dance with y'all too.
In fact, this is Jesus.
Aw. We left room for Jesus. Oh, Jesus, he's got this huge punching thing. He's punching the snake because it's secretly the devil. It's secretly...
Yeah.
What's Lucifer?
Man, I gave Jesus some luscious lips. I'm gonna
Jesus,
tone
what lip
these
gloss do
down.
you use? And then who's the person over here?
It looks a bit like David Bowie.
David Bowie's holding up Jesus, who's wearing high heels and also saving this goldfish from Lucifer's snake.
I feel like we're doing really well in this video. We've appealed to Pokemon lovers, definitely appealed to religious people.
Who can we exploit now? Next one?
Old people.
Old
What do
people.
old people love?
Knitting and naps, right? I'm a relatable old person. Sup, fellow seniors?
We tend to put old people in a box, like they're not as cool, like we young hip people. Let's draw some really cool and attractive old people that older audience members can look up to and have a crush on, or...
The relatable, cool grandpas and grandmas. Am I doing this? I'm doing this Sorry to everyone.
What are you
mind,
doing?
I changed my mind.
What are you doing?
Nothing, it's just shapes. I don't know what you see.
Oh my god.
Nothing. Don't put that in the video.
It's your video, you're editing this.
Yeah, Jaiden, don't put that in. Crescent moon! Everyone's favorite shape.
So yours is a lady, mine's a man, and we'll swap over and draw each other's. And they're about to go to the dance. These are the cool old people, and they're about to go to... We're very dancey today.
Alright, I can work with that. He's got something in his hand. I don't know what yet. I guess that's for him to... Oh, he bought her flowers!
Oh, that's so nice!
Purple flowers. Everyone likes purple flowers. I had a friend who, when she was younger, her grandma said that all purple flowers are toxic and poisonous, so she was terrified of purple
What?
flowers for
Really?
a long time.
It's so easy to completely and permanently damage someone's psyche.
Oh, don't touch those flowers, they'll kill you. 20 years later, they're like, I've never touched a purple flower since that day.
I have a son, and I love coming up with ways to psychologically damage him.
It's like a game for like a high score. Who can damage their child the most?
She's got a box of chocolates.
That's a futuristic way of boxing chocolates.
Well, she fought in the war where they couldn't afford full circle boxes of chocolates.
Oh, this is more efficient.
Yeah. She has like a giant rocket wheelchair.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because when she fought in the war, she was a rocket scientist, yeah.
That'd be so cool. Like, they're going
Yep.
to the dance, and instead of appearing in a limo, it'd be just like two people in a space wheelchair. This guy is also a pimp, so his cane has a diamond on it.
Of course. I feel like he needs some fur.
Oh,
You
you're
know?
right.
Yeah.
Every pimp has his fur.
Please have like just blood. It's like a fresh
It's like
killed
too
animal.
fresh.
I feel like we're isolating animal lovers now. We're not
Yeah.
appealing to everyone.
When you win some, you lose some.
They look like a pretty fitting couple.
Heck yeah. Hecka good.
Really, yeah. Hecka good.
Hecka good.
What's her name? I keep thinking of names of Disney characters. I've literally gone through Elsa, Elphaba, and Meredith. I'm
Meredith.
Like, they're all Disney princesses. Meridelphaba.
Tabitha.
A match made in heaven.
Tabitha and Meredith Ulthaba. I'm just gonna cut to me, like, walking this guy over. He's walking over. Mwah. Give her a kiss.
That was good. I feel like there's more potential to be unlocked. We'll do a couple more on my channel.
Yeah.
See what we can come up with. If we haven't appealed to you yet in this video, just wait.
Because we have more audiences to exploit.
I like this program. When you can get it working, it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it took like an hour to set up, and that probably is also us not knowing anything about anything. I feel like it'd be like really crazy if you have 10 friends and it's a huge group.
Maybe we should do like a mega collab one time and just get like 5 people in there. That's a terrible idea.
10 YouTubers all in the same.
Yeah.
That'd be chaos. That's more audiences to exploit.
Oh my goodness, so much potential.
Thank you for watching this video. You should go over and watch Jazz's video where we do more of these. And who knows what crazy things happened over there. Oh boy.
It's gonna be wild. Do you know who else is cool?
Who else is cool?
Tabitha.
Tabitha gets all the girls, and he's after Meridelahetha Ariel. Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.
Round of applause.
Let's start off being honest right off the bat. I have no idea what this video is. I just had a random idea in my head. What if I tried to make a video that has literally no point to it? So here we are. Over the course of like a month or two, I started jotting down some of the random things that have crossed my brain and stuff along that line. Not the kind that are philosophical or have a deeper meaning, just the stupid ones. This video might change the way you view me as a person. Whatever. I don't care. Let's get started. I was going through my phone contacts the other week, and I was like, you know what? I want to get rid of the people I don't really need to have in here. Some contact spring cleaning. So I started deleting people I've never talked to, and the further in I got, the more I was thinking, who are these people? Where'd they even come from? Jacob Acorn? I've never met a Jacob Acorn before, the frick? And then there'd be people where I only added their first name. Ashley, I'm assuming Newberry? Yeah, delete. I don't talk to her. Ooh, wait, wrong Ashley. Well, I accidentally just permanently erased some other Ashley from my life. Also, that whole process made me realize I have way less friends than I thought I did. Like, I didn't have too many to begin with, but I deleted a lot more people than I thought I would, and my contact list is far smaller than it was before. What if dogs were the humans of the earth? Like, instead of a human society, it was dogs. What would they create? Would they build a government? What would their education system be? Would they create dog hobbies and dog sports? I'm not talking about the typical throwing frisbees and tennis balls. Maybe they'd create a game where they wear face harnesses with a scoop that can hold a ball, and they have to toss the ball into a hole on opposite sides of the court, each hole providing a different amount of points depending on its difficulty. Kind of like soccer or football combined with basketball. And there's teams, so they need to strategize and work together to win against the other dogs. Would they create art and music and invent things? Do they have passions that we couldn't think of? Like, if humans were just a wild animal, it would be much harder for us to realize that, say, playing a saxophone was your passion, because, wild animals can't invent saxophones, silly. So you'd never discover that side of yourself. But what if dogs could discover their passions and creative sides like humans? I'd want to go to a dog art museum and see what kind of art they'd make. Aren't you curious? If dogs had the intelligence and creativity of humans, what would they do with it? Could they run Earth better than we are? In a weird way, I'd kinda hope so. In horror movies, why is it always the piano that's the haunted, pretentious, scary instrument? I've seen the scenarios where pianos play themselves, the keys are smashed down to make a really ugly sound, maybe the occasional lid will slam down and kill someone. Is it because people see them as elegant yet ominous at the same time, setting up a good atmosphere? I want to watch a horror movie where instead of walking into a big empty room with a haunted grand piano in the center, a character walks into a big empty room and sees a ghost playing. I'd be much more engaged in a movie like that. Just saying. Why does nobody talk about half-popped popcorn kernels? They're just as good as the full-popped ones. After you've consumed 97% of your popcorn, you get to the kernels at the bottom, and instead of throwing them all away, you should crunch on the ones that are semi-popped. Heck! If you don't eat the half-popped kernels, you're missing out on some of the best things in life. One time I was at the grocery store getting groceries. Yeah, great script right in there, Jaiden. That was poetic. And at the checkout, I could tell the cashier was new at her job. Not like she was doing everything wrong, but you could see she didn't have the fluid motion down of a professional grocery store scanner. Those people have it down like it's an art form. It's beautiful in a strange way. So she was scanning the things, and she got to the cilantro. You probably know this, but you can't just put a barcode sticker on cilantro. I think some stores will wrap a tag around it, but the place I was at just had a serial code that the cashier had to manually punch in. So the girl was flipping through the book that had all the serial codes in it, and she couldn't find the cilantro code. I've never mentally connected so much with a stranger before, because I knew exactly what was going on in her head. She was trying to quickly find the code because she didn't want to feel like she was taking up time by being slow, but in the stress of trying to quickly find the cilantro, her brain was getting frantic, which made her gradually start internally freaking out even more because she felt like she was taking way too much time trying to find the code, repeat cycle getting more and more intense every time, and maybe after a minute of her trying to find the code, she just silently put the cilantro in the bag. She gave me free cilantro out of panic. That was a good day. Also, did you know there's a website dedicated to hating cilantro? www.ihatecilantro.com. They write haikus. Stressing about a close deadline is kind of relaxing in a sociopathic kind of way. We've all done it. You procrastinated a bunch on a project and are in the phase of crap, because it's due tomorrow and it's already 10:45 p.m. and you've only got like 0% done. But if you think about it, it's kind of nice to see it as, well, I'm totally stressed and panicked out of my mind right now and would rather just self-implode. But this feeling is only gonna last for a few more hours, since the deadline's so close. If you didn't wait until the last minute, it would have been a less intense but drawn out feeling of dread while working, versus this approach, which even though is 10 times more mentally and emotionally draining and likely very bad for your health, only has to last for like one day, maybe even 12 hours if you really push it, so pick your battles. But don't say I told you which one to choose. I'm not responsible for any crummy projects you haphazardly spit out. That's still you. My parents' house had really big windows in the living room, and sometimes birds would fly into them. Most often hummingbirds. Whenever one did, I would go outside to where it landed, and if it didn't die from slamming headfirst into a window, I would pick it up and help it calm down and recover from being stunned. A lot of people would probably say not to do that because it's a wild bird that can have wild bird diseases, and they're probably right. But imagine if you did that with humans. Some kid is outside running around, they blindly run right into a tree and collapse on the ground. You run over to help them, and when you get to them, you go, sorry kid, you've got a cold. Can't help you out, buddy. Also, are you envious that I've gotten to hold a hummingbird before? One even fluttered around me when it recovered. I'm a bird master. Like I said in the beginning, I was jotting all these down over a relatively long period of time, so I didn't just write all these in one go. And after looking at the list I made, I realized I wrote half-popped popcorn 2 separate times at different occasions. I guess past Jaiden just felt extremely compelled to talk about half-popped popcorn. It is really good, though. Why do kids on the internet feel the need to tell their age so frequently? You see it all the time. I'm 13. I'm 6. I'm 2. Is there a reason they do it? Do they think it's vital information they need to convey? Whenever I see a comment that starts with, I'm 9, and my brain kinda automatically writes off whatever they're about to complain about, I'm not saying people these ages don't say anything valuable to me. I really enjoy seeing, I'm 6 and really liked your video, because then it feels like that message was written with full child pureness. You know the kind. They're still innocent beings that haven't experienced the cruelness of reality yet, but any other time, it's just a detail that adds nothing else to their statement. One time I got an email that said, I love your vids, I'm 7. So I responded with, thanks. I'm 19. Do they feel like they're obligated to express their age? Do they think they're asserting dominance? Is it an accomplishment to them? More mysteries I have yet to find out. I'm not gonna lie, I won't lie, this is definitely... No, this video was really fun to make. It was so different and experimental and all over the place. I don't know, I just had so much fun making it. I was thinking about doing a video like this for a while, just like little random topics that aren't enough to make an entire video about on their own. I haven't seen anyone else do this kind of thing before either. I could be wrong. Maybe there's like hundreds of people who already made videos like this before and I'm not being creative at all. If so, then... okay, whatever. Again, it was pretty experimental and just... I don't know, I kinda like the chaos and unpredictability of it. If you liked this format, I'd totally be down to make another one sometime. But if you're like, wow, Jaiden, this was the suckiest video that ever sucked, then I probably won't make another. That wouldn't be a smart move on my part. Well, I had fun. And that's all that matters. Also, see you at VidCon. Halloween is coming up, and I feel peer pressured by myself to make a Halloween-themed video, so that's what you're watching. But when I sat down to try and think of something to talk about, nothing really came to my mind. I don't have any crazy Halloween stories or over-the-top thoughts about it. It's kind of just a meh holiday for me. Then I realized, I have nothing to say about Halloween. So that's what this video is about. Reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween, but it's not like I don't like it. I'm just overall neutral about the whole thing. Please don't dislike this video. I always only hear about people either thinking, Halloween is the best holiday and anyone who doesn't think so can be sacrificed by goats. Or, Halloween is horrible and it's just an excuse to make dumb skeleton puns and worship Satan. And I'm neither of those. The most I'll really do is reference the Halloween spoopy meme an unhealthy amount of times because that's really my favorite thing about the whole season. That probably explains very well the extent of my Halloween enthusiasm. The thing is, I'm willing to give Halloween a chance. I just haven't had any great amazing spooktacular things happen when I celebrate Halloween. So to all you huge Halloween enthusiasts, I don't know, tell me how to be more spoopy. See, yeah, it's pretty bad. I decided to cover some main Halloween staples and explain, I guess, why Halloween doesn't stand out to me. So hooray, let's get ready for some transition slides. Ha! You think I'm popular and outgoing enough to even be invited to regular parties? Who do you think I am, an extrovert? The majority of the Halloween-themed parties I've been to are those neighborhood parties where all the adults get together with their kids and everyone's got mediocre costumes on, and nothing fun really happens. Just small talk and alcohol for the adults and hyperactive kids running around being brats. I never know what to do at parties, so I just follow my mom around like an idiot. Sometimes people would be like, oh, Jaiden, you've gotten so big since the last time I saw you. How's school? Literally. I think that's the only thing adults know what to say to us, and I can understand, because when I try to put myself in their shoes and think about what I would try to say to a millennial, I wouldn't know what to talk about either. So, do you guys still dab?
Just kidding, that meme has been brutally murdered. Last Halloween, though, all my friends wanted to go to some random Halloween party at some person's house I didn't know. And in my head, I was like, but what if we just stayed here? But I just went with it because, I don't know. I could have stayed at the dorms. They weren't forcing me or anything. I just already knew what was gonna happen. They're all gonna split up and I was gonna end up following one friend around like an idiot. And that's exactly what happened. I don't understand how people can just go to a party where they don't know anyone, like they're not even technically invited. Their friend is going, so they just came along too. And they can leave being best friends with everyone and all of a sudden being in a relationship. How? I can't even try to initiate a simple conversation with someone without overanalyzing the freak out of everything. I should talk to someone. Wait, what's their personality like? Are they outgoing? Do they even like talking to new people at parties? What do I even say? I hate small talk. No, don't think about that. What's the best way to introduce myself? Should I be friendly or try to say something funny? What's their comedic preference? I don't know what makes them laugh. I don't even know them. I guess I'd know if I talk to them. What do I say after I say the first thing? I don't want to end up saying one thing and all of a sudden it's awkward tension. They seem annoyed. They probably hate me already. I'm a weak person. Scary things are not my forte. The other night I scared myself by accidentally turning the bathroom fan on instead of the light. So you can guess that I don't regularly indulge in spoopy movies by my own free will. But last year, my friends all decided to celebrate the Halloween season by watching a scary movie every single night of October leading up to Halloween. I guess. Every night, I was absolutely terrified because I thought I was about to be scarred for life. But after it ended, I was very underwhelmed and disappointed. It's completely based on the specific movies we watched. I know there's undeniably horrifying ones out there that would absolutely destroy me, but even a fragile leaf like me thought the ones that we watched were below par. One example was The Blair Witch Project, which we all know is a huge classic on the old horror movies list. If you haven't seen it, don't waste your time by skipping the video to not hear spoilers. A group of teens gets lost in the woods with their video camera while looking for something spooky. I can't remember what it was, but it's not really that important. They just needed to go into the forest. Then they get lost and wander around in the woods. Sometimes they'd find a pile of rocks and they'd think it's spooky, even though every 7-year-old who plays outside with rocks does that. The one guy goes conveniently insane for a minute and kicks their map into a river, and they get even more lost and wander around in the woods. Then I fell asleep for an hour. Then I woke up and they were still lost and wandering around in the woods. They find an old house and the end. I fell asleep for the majority of the movie, and I didn't miss anything when I woke up. I know there's a new remake of it, and that's probably a little bit better, or at least I'd hope so. But I wasn't spooked at all considering all the hype around it. And yes, I know it's special because it's one of the first to do the found footage style horror movie film thing. But, I mean, that still doesn't cover the fact that it was boring with failed tension. But I do like The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a good Halloween movie. I asked on Twitter if you guys thought it was a Halloween or a Christmas movie, and it was way closer than I thought it was gonna be. Even though it's obviously a Halloween movie, people were still adamant about the fact that they thought it was Christmas. Now, it's okay to have an opinion, and not many people can change the way you view something, but to all you people who think it's a Christmas movie, you have to be willing to accept the fact that your opinion is actually wrong. It was originally released October 13th, 1993, closer to Halloween, and the director of the movie himself, Henry Selick, actually answered the question in an interview that it is indeed a Halloween movie. Cry me a river and scream all you want, I'm not attacking your opinion. You can see it as whatever you want. It can be St. Patrick's Day for all I care. Just be able to accept the fact that it is literally canon that it's an official Halloween movie. There's enough Christmas movies around anyway. We don't need any more. Let Halloween have a turn. Share a bit. I'm talking about the things like corn mazes or haunted houses. Going along the haunted houses topic, I haven't been in many, but they were all just awkward. It's kind of just a conveyor belt of people walking through a semi-decently decorated area with other people in costumes yelling and groaning at them. Like, it's kind of just courtesy to go, ah, when they come at you, because otherwise it's kind of weird not to do anything else. I'm sure there's really awesome, well-executed ones out there. I'm very willing to accept that fact. But I just don't think that it's worth spending $20 to go out and do. Just my opinion. No harm if you enjoy it. Again, this video is my general neutral view. It's not that I don't like them, I just haven't been to any that amaze me. Of course, how could I not talk about the biggest part of Halloween? Trick-or-treating. Jaiden, are you saying you don't like going out with friends in costumes and getting candy? I don't know, it's not like I didn't like it. I always went out and did it, but I was never really super enthusiastic about it. And save your gas, but I'm not the biggest fan of candy either. It's a good treat, don't get me wrong, but I can't handle too much of it. My costumes growing up weren't really the best. I mean, not really the worst either. One of the only costumes I even remember is when I was younger. I was obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls, and I wanted to be Bubbles because she was my favorite. So my mom ordered a Bubbles costume online, and when it arrived, the wig wasn't even a wig. It was this huge cutout foam hat thing. The eyes were these huge dumb glasses that were bigger than my head. The dress was the same fabric as the hair, and it just draped over my entire body like a curtain. It looked ridiculous, but little Jaiden at the time thought it was the frickin' bomb. Like, I became Bubbles. The powers were literally bestowed upon me via the tacky $15 costume. I think that was my favorite costume in my trick-or-treating years. So, yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hey. So, you're about to hear a side of me that not a lot of people hear or see. So I was editing the video and I realized that I forgot to record an end card. And it's 5:45 a.m. in the morning, so I'm kind of... this is what I have to do. You just gotta do it. I can't not just have no end card, so I gotta say something. This is a mistake. I'm gonna wake up and post the video and listen back and be like, what in the world? So yeah. I'm not conscious right now, so pardon me. This end card sucks. You know what? You win some and you lose some with your end cards, you know? They can't all be good. What do you expect from me? Do you want perfect end cards? Because that's not what you're gonna get. How long have I been talking for? Is this good? Yeah, I'm gonna finish editing, so... I love you. Good night.
Hey, wait a second. Ari's birthday? You made this video last year.
Yeah. It's late April, so you know what that means. Taxes! And Ari's birth. I made a birthday video last year, but you don't just celebrate a birthday once when you turn 1, and then never again. We'd all forget how old we are. Ari can't count, so I'll keep track for him. You're at 2. The first few weeks of Ari's arrival are what I like to call learning and panicking weeks. You're filled with nothing but love and anxiety. The two most different, yet similar emotions in the world. Like when you get a new phone and for the first little bit you're afraid to even set it down on the counter because it might get scratched. But then in a month you don't care anymore and you just toss it across rooms. It's like that, but with a living being. Once during the learning and panicking weeks, I was giving Ari some peanut butter on a spoon, and somehow some peanut butter got stuck in his little nose hole. And I was so paranoid about everything, like, what if it's stuck? What if it gets infected? What if it goes into his head and clogs with bird vein, and all he can see is peanut butter? I freaked myself out and ended up Googling how to get peanut butter out of your bird's nose. There wasn't any information on the topic, surprisingly, and as I was looking up what the scientific term for bird nostril was, he sneezed it out. I've been researching and wanting an Ari since I was 12, but I'm still learning new things about them all the time. All you out there who have a bird probably definitely know what I'm gonna get into here, but I'm gonna enlighten the rest of you about a little bird thing called a morning poop. This is all learned through personal experience. Ari was finally starting to warm up to me and eventually got to the point where he was comfortable stepping on my finger and playing and stuff. So one morning I took off the blanket on his cage and said good morning like I always do. He was excited to start the new day and I let him out onto my bed. He walked around and quacked a bit and then took the biggest frickin' poop I've ever seen come out of a bird. What the crap is this, Ari? What the frick? There's no possible way a giant mountain poop can even come out of this 2-ounce bird child's bird hole. Ari poops are normally like the size of a fingernail, but this one was like a spoonful. Don't try to envision it too much. Do birds take giant poops in the morning, or did he just lay a poop egg? Birds choose not to poop where or while they sleep, which means it builds up during the night. Depending on the type of bird, they can poop between 15 to up to 40 or 50 times a day. So in the morning, they just immediately drop 12 hours worth of built up poop, which is like 90% ew. But being real, can you imagine how amazing that must feel? Just wake up, take a poop the size of a baby, and start your day feeling light and ready for anything. Anyway, so that was a learning experience, and I made a mental note, make sure Ari morning poops before being taken out of the cage. A couple weeks later, it's the start of a new day. I'm working at my computer, and my mom walks in to say good morning to Ari. I wasn't paying too much attention as she took him out of the cage and onto the desk, and all of a sudden, Vietnam flashbacks. Wait, did he... Ugh. Did he just poop all his guts out? No, I forgot to warn you about morning poops. What? Can you clean this up? Ha! No, it's your bird. So that's morning poops 2, us 0. But we haven't striked out yet. Struck out. Fast forward a month or two, and I had my parents watch Ari because I was going out of town for a bit. Ari was more social back then, so he let my parents pick him up. He hates everyone now. I got back, and my mom said everything was fine, except one day, Dad took him out into the kitchen while she was eating breakfast. She looked over. No, wait, you... Ugh. The good thing is, once you learn the hard way, you never forget. You never forget your first morning poop. Enough about morning poops, more birth celebration. I don't come here very often because I don't get invited to parties. I'm throwing a birthday for a bird. Is there any aisles you have for that?
Well, we have birthday aisle.
Are you ready for a surprise? Look at this! Just for you! What do you think? Oh, I'm scared. I think this is too much for a bird. But he's my child! I got a pin just for you. I think it suits you very much. I didn't get you a cake because you can't eat it. So I'm gonna give you a seed ball. Want a seed ball? This lighting is horrible. He actually hates me. What do you think? There's also like this pig thing, and I thought it was really cute, so I got it. It said to throw it at the wall, so I'm gonna. Same. Grammy also got you a present. Gonna open it? It's a toy! Okay, he's just gonna try and get all the seeds off the table. Ari knows what's up. This is the only reason he likes me. Ah! Happy birthday, Ari! Yay!
Obviously, Ari is living the life of luxury here, but it really sucks because a lot of birds are in really bad homes and are being mistreated. My heart hurts to think that Ari could have ended up with someone who doesn't care or neglects him. Tiny cage, no toys, broken heart. No peanut butter to get stuck in his nose. It's the horrible truth for a lot of birds, but there's hope for some of them. My friend Anika works at a bird rescue in Tempe, and it takes in birds that owners can't take care of anymore, or that are being relocated from bad homes, or that are just suffering. I've been to the rescue, and besides the extreme constant bird screaming, it was fun to see all the feather buddies. There's Murphy the cockatoo, who's the rescue's mascot and everyone loves him, and Pistachio, the super nice bird friend that helps children and people get comfortable with holding birds, and this little buddy's Junior, who was rescued from an absolutely horrible household. He plucked out almost all of his feathers from stress and anxiety of his previous owner, but is making a great recovery and despite the abuse, still loves people and being the center of attention. Oh, he's a little chicken. The bird rescue is so great, but since it's based on volunteer work, it doesn't make much profit on its own. Anika and the owners want to renovate and upgrade the place a bit to care for more birds, and we're hoping to start a fundraiser to help them. And I was like, I want to help save birds because I love them probably more than people, so I'm donating $1,000 to the rescue and informing you about it as well. They're such great people doing such great things, and I want to support things I believe in. If you want to help out a bunch of Aries, the rescue and many bird friends will be very thankful. Even if it's something small like $1 or just sharing it with other people. Little things like that go a long way with enough teamwork. My friend Sarah from Simply Sarah Art is super crazy wicked talented and made this awesome spray paint of Ari. You can go to her channel and see how she made it to prove that she's an absolute prodigy. And she offered to help with the fundraiser and is giving one away. Sarah, how are you so good? If you donate at least $10 to the rescue, you'll be entered into a raffle to get the chance to win this beautiful Ari portrait. Also, since I bought this party dog and realize I have no use for it, I'm gonna just give that away too. It says you can write on it, so I'll write anything you want. And this is the first Ari plush ever made. It's the only one in the world that looks like this. Whoa! Because it wasn't good enough. We made changes to the real Aries, so they look different, but I bet someone would think it's cool, so that's going too. Also, 10 random donors get a signed postcard from me. Why? Because I have a few extra from signing cards and I want to get rid of them. Happy birthday to Ari, the 2-year-old brat, and cheers to all the other Aries out there. I wish you all happy lives filled with a lot of peanut butter.
Yeah? Pretty bird? Such a pretty bird. Yeah, such a pretty bird. Yay, Murphy! Yay, Murphy!
Parents. I, like many people, have parents. And even better, I think they're pretty good ones. My mom and dad have always wanted the best for me and my brother and didn't let us do stupid stuff like lean back too far in our chairs at the dinner table. So good job on not letting us be stupid, guys. Thumbs up, gold star. Well, I did lean back too far that one time, but I'll give you a pass on that one. And I learned my lesson. Everyone has some sort of guardian figure in their life, and I'm always going to be grateful I was able to grow up in a loving family with good parents. There's been ups and downs, arguments, disagreements, but when it all comes down to it, they're just looking out for me. Jaiden, tie your shoes before riding your bike. What do you know? I'm actually at a big step in my life right now because I'm moving out of their house. I'll finally be out of the nest, making my own choices. A free bird. If I want to have oatmeal for dinner, my family's not going to be there to walk in and look at me weird. I don't care about your oatmeal as a breakfast food. I like it and will eat it when I desire. Just watch me. Moving out has made me think a lot about my life growing up and everything my parents have done for me to be able to get to this point. And even though I can totally make a heartfelt video about all the sacrifices they've made and nights they've spent caring for me, I'm gonna talk about funny, stupid stuff because that makes a better YouTube video. I'm on my own now. I got bills to pay. When I was little, I wasn't a picky eater. I'm pretty sure I ate most anything on my plate. Some kids are all, no, I do not like the taste of this mush and will not consume it no matter what you tell me. I will sit here with a pouty lip and arms crossed for all eternity in this high chair, and when I die of starvation, it will be your fault. Hun, just eat the friggin' carrots. Even though I wasn't a picky eater, my parents would always make up games to try and get me to eat stuff I still didn't like. One night we were all at the dinner table and my mom had the brilliant parent idea of saying, hey, how about we have a contest of who can eat the most green beans the quickest? Harmless, right? She was just thinking it would be an easy and sneaky way for us to get in more vegetables. But she underestimated my power. You dare challenge me? Not only will I win, but I will eat the most green beans you've ever seen anyone eat in their entire life. I ate so many green beans in such a short amount of time that night. I won, obviously, because everyone else was a scrub. But after dinner, I got really sick and my mom's plan kind of backfired. But I still won, so. Besides the infamous green bean eating contest, which we never did again, my mom always had a who can make the loudest carrot crunch competition. I don't need to explain the rules, it's right in the name. My brother and I would go crazy over that contest. We didn't even think about how we were eating carrots. We just wanted to defeat everyone else. It wasn't until recently I was thinking about it and went, wait, did you make that contest just so we'd eat more carrots? Yeah. Betrayal. Even my mom's sister was tricky with my cousins and getting them to eat their vegetables. My mom told me stories about how when my cousin was just barely learning numbers and counting, they'd be eating dinner and she'd say to my aunt, Mommy, I don't want any more carrots. How about you just eat 3 more? How about 5? Well, okay, fine. Parents have become the masters of getting kids to eat vegetables, which is good. I applaud them for it. Nutrition is important, kids. Like, how many times has your mom just randomly baked you brownies as a kid? And how many times did you think about if there was broccoli in it? Ha! Gotcha, kiddo! You're getting so much vitamin C and K right now, you don't even know! If you didn't know about that, there's a way you can hide broccoli in brownies as an easy way to get kids to consume more nutrients without them fighting you because they only want to live off sugar. Brownies are good at hiding a lot of stuff, actually. Have you ever heard of black bean brownies? There's ways you can add black beans to brownies and no one will even know. Here's one. Go and try it. If you want. It's a good way to add protein to your diet because everyone's so obsessed with protein and for some reason society thinks it's the only macronutrient we ever need and carbs are the devil and will destroy your life and kill everyone you love and that's a tangent for another video. So yeah, to people who didn't know, you can hide broccoli in brownies, black beans, some people try other herbs. Let's move on. I'm gonna tell this story because it's kind of stupid and doesn't matter, but I'm still a bit salty about this, so you'll probably get a kick out of it. Every kid has their thing growing up. Some liked dolls, some liked cars, some liked pushing other kids off the swings. I was all about stuffed animals. They were my jam. Still kinda are. Anyway, one day I said, hey, I like stuffed animals, and I like Pokemon. Mom, Blaziken plush. Oh my frig! Don't say frig. My mind was blown. Two of my favorite things combined together. Blaziken was, and is, my favorite Pokemon, so I was desperate to have this Blaziken Pokédoll. I was willing to wash the dishes, clean the house, make a deal with the Underlord, sell lemonade, and since my mom's such a pushover, and since my mom's so nice, she let me and my brother pick out a Pokédoll we each liked. I, of course, picked out the Blaziken, and my brother got the Totodile one. And can we just stop and appreciate this Totodile, by the way? Let's continue. So my mom ordered the plushes, they were like $20 or something, and we were pretty happy campers when they arrived. I loved that Blaziken doll for a really long time, but of course, as with most children and their toys, I started playing with it less after a while. I still liked it, but I gradually stopped bringing it everywhere and eventually just kept it in my closet. Maybe like a couple years ago, the memory of it just popped into my head, and I wanted to look at it again. Yeah, I remember all the fun times I had with that doll. I'd take it everywhere I went, I'd fall asleep with it. Where'd it go? I don't remember where it would be. Mom, do you know where my old Blaziken Pokédoll went? I can't find it. I got rid of it. You what? Sometime when my mom was going through all her stuff, she decided to get rid of my Blaziken Pokédoll without asking me. I was crushed. Well, that is a bit extreme. I went from having a normal day to having a bit of a less good day. But then I thought, wait, I'm an adult. I can just find another one and buy it myself. I don't need my mom's permission anymore. So I looked on Google to try and find a new Blaziken Pokédoll. And apparently, now they're ultra rare collector's items that aren't even being sold anymore and freaking worth a crap ton of money. Now I'm having even less of a good day. Yeah, apparently these things are worth like more than $100 now, and everyone's desperate to have one, and we bought it when it was like $20. Mom, do you realize what you've done? So it's become my goal. Someday I will have another Blaziken Pokédoll. One, because I really like it. And two, I'm not a collector of anything, but now this might seem a bit evil to people in the rare collectors community. I want to have as many rare Pokédolls as I can find, just because I'm not a collector. I want to have all these Pokédolls that are super rare, and then a collector is like, holy crap, you have this set of Hoenn Starter Evolution Pokédolls? Can I have them? And I can be like, no. Ah, do you realize how rare these are? Collectors like me would pay anything to have them. I know. And that's why I want it. I'm on a journey to get as many rare Pokédolls as I can now. I think my target is Blaziken, Swampert, and Sceptile because it's the trio and they're my absolute favorite, and they're stupid rare. It's an evil plan, I know, but I think it's funny. This video ended up being like 60% of me talking about getting tricked into eating vegetables. I have more stuff to tell, so I guess there's room for a sequel video. It won't be next though, because I like having other videos in between sequels, but it's on the list. It was also coincidentally my mom's birthday the other day, so happy birthday, Mom! I'm gonna take you out to dinner soon, I just had to get this video done. But it's up now, so yeah. Let me know where you want to go. Anyway, I think there was something else I wanted to say here, and I think it was important because I remembered thinking to myself, oh, I don't need to write that down. It's too important for me to forget, or something like that. And here we are. This is a bit awkward. Watch, I'm gonna remember right as I click upload for this video because that's totally something my brain would do to me. Well, I guess that's that. I just recently realized that the majority of my school days are over. I don't know about anyone else, but I used to think to myself, ugh, school's never gonna end. 12 years plus college is so long to spend just in school. And now, all of a sudden, it's practically over. And it's like, what happened? Wait, I'm not ready to be an adult yet. And you know what else is scary? I don't remember pretty much anything I learned from grade 6 up. It's just a jumble of English papers and random history I didn't care about. Kinda makes you question the education system when you think about it. So, I don't remember a lot of the things I studied during school, but I do have a lot of dumb, random memories that I, for some reason, haven't forgotten about over the years. For example, in first grade, I lost my front left tooth in the middle of class and started bleeding all over the place. And the teacher had to stop in the middle of class to get me a tissue and one of those little teeth envelopes to hold the tooth I just spat out. I don't know if schools still use those, but they were the funniest concept to me. Like, you come home, oh mom, you got mail. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's not much, it's just my freaking gross saliva-covered baby tooth I ripped out of my head in the middle of school. Does school still do this? I don't know.
I hope so. Oh, Jaden, that's a funny memory. I bet you don't remember what you were learning about while you bled on everything. Nope, you're wrong. We were learning about emperor penguins. Thanks for remembering all those important details, brain. Appreciate ya. I also remember everyone in school kind of fit into a category. Athletes, popular kids, nerds, anime nerds, emos, you name them. What kind of kid was I in school? You guessed it! The quiet one who never talked at all. Growing up, I was a shy, quiet person, and I always only had 1 or 2 friends in a class, if any. I mean, I'm still pretty reserved, but I mean, that's not the point. I was so shy that one time my nose started bleeding randomly in the middle of a class, and I was too quiet to get up and excuse myself to go to the bathroom or the nurse, so I silently just raised my hand, waiting to get permission to leave. And you know what happened? The teacher took 5 minutes to call on me. I spent 5 minutes panicking, trying my best not to bleed on anything. Looking back, there was a lot of blood involved in these memories. One time a teacher asked the class a question, and a few people raised their hand, but as he was looking around the room, we made eye contact. Oh god. Jaiden! Crap. Everyone knows, if you don't want to be called on, don't make eye contact. It's school 101. I don't know. He went on to someone else who had their hand raised, which he should have done in the first place. If someone doesn't have their hand raised, it means they don't have the answer. Don't be mad when you call on someone without their hand raised and they don't have an answer. So he continued his lecture, and I started calming down from the surprise spotlight. But a few minutes later, he had another question. Can anyone define a peninsula? Oh, I know what a peninsula is, but I don't know how to describe it, so I won't raise my hand. Jaiden! What? Are you actually trying to give me a seizure? I don't... Do you know? No, but... No, well, I mean, yes, I know what it is. Then he yelled, "Then tell me!" The class laughed because he was being sarcastic. I thought it was funny too, but for some reason I almost started crying. He didn't call on me the rest of the year. Alongside being the shy girl, I was also known as being the art kid. I think everyone who's artsy in school can relate. Whenever someone found out you like to draw, it would immediately turn to, "You like to draw? Can you draw me?" And the answer would always be, anyway, like the nice way of saying, haha, that's a silly question. No, of course I don't want to draw you. And several years later, to this day, people are still asking me if I would draw them things. And the answer is still, no. In my middle school art class, on the last day of school, we had a little celebration end of the year art competition. Not a drawing contest, but who's the most passionate about art and is most likely going to do something with it in their life and not just drop it and get a day job sitting in a cubicle all day. Contest. Me, having pretty much zero self-confidence, already accepted the fact that someone else would get it. I wasn't sad or anything. I just knew in my head people weren't going to vote for me because, 1, I never really talked to people, and it was a class vote, and 2, I don't know, I just didn't think I was good enough. But to my surprise, I actually won! I was so startled when the teacher called my name, like, what? Me? Are you sure? You don't want to count the votes again? Kathy's pretty good. Everyone likes Kathy. Freaking Kathy. Then high school happened, and I met my high school art teacher. This guy was... I don't know how to describe him. I've never met someone so... psychopathic. To start, he had this obsession with Pirates of the Caribbean, and even though there's nothing wrong with that, I mean, everyone has their fandoms. He would sit back at his desk and blast different remixes of the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. Even when we were all trying to draw, he would hop up onto desks and scream, "Swing your sword!" while whirling around a golf club with a paintbrush taped to the end of it. No one knew what he meant. We didn't question anything. He hung a pirate flag on the emergency fire sprinkler. A bit of a safety hazard if you ask me, but again, no one questioned him. And one time on a random day of class, "Arrgh, draw me!" He burst through the door dressed up completely like a pirate, screaming in people's faces and running around like a crackpot. I didn't take his class anymore. But that was not the end of Mr. Captain Jack Sparrow, nope! You know why? Because he was one of the tennis coaches! Yep, and you all know who was on the tennis team. It wasn't that bad because he coached the boys' team. His ex-wife coached the girls. She got fired later on for sleeping with the track teacher, but this story isn't about her. So he'd be there while we were on the next court with our own drills. And one practice, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he got super hyped out of nowhere and started yelling and making a commotion, and we all kind of just stopped and looked over at him like, okay, what's he doing? And then he started yelling, "I'm gonna jump over the net!" And the rule of tennis for everyone out there is, don't jump over the net. We were all just standing there like, what the heck is going on? And then he started running to actually do it. And you know what happened? He safely jumped over the net. Wrong. His foot caught the top of it, and it slingshotted him face first into the concrete. This is why you don't jump over the net. You need to take him to the doctor. And she's like, nah, he's fine. Like, no, seriously, he could have a concussion. That was a hard hit. He's alright. He'll shake it off. Dude, so his ex-wife took him to the doctor, and we all just stood around for a while. I don't think he had a concussion, but he did get 2 black eyes and had to wear sunglasses in class for like a month. And that was cool for me. There you go. Hey dudes, it's been a while since I've talked to you. Sorry I took so long getting this video out. I'm gonna start uploading more frequently now, so yeah. I wanted to let you know real quick before the recording bloopers, there's new t-shirt designs in the shop now, so you might want to check those bad boys out. Yeah. I always record in my closet, and Ari's in here with me. You got anything to say, Ari? Quack? Okay, so yeah, see you later, alligator. Quiet person. And I always only had one, and I was so shy that, oh, my neck popped. Which he should have done in the first, Ari. Which he should have done in the, god dang it. I think that actually helped me continue doing art, actually. Wait. Quack, quack.
I was a child once. Alright, into the stories. I was a good kid growing up. I did what my parents said, followed their rules, ate what they put on my plate, maybe a bit too well. Flashback to the green bean incident. My mom told me that when I was a small toddler, sometimes I'd have horrible tantrums and rip all the sheets off my bed and sweep everything on my shelves onto the floor in an emotional outrage. She'd have to crack my door open afterwards and say, "Are you done?" so she could help me put everything back. If I wasn't, she'd lock me in my room for a bit longer as I continued being an indignant little tornado and try again in 10 minutes. I've grown out of that phase, luckily. I'm so conditioned to want to follow the rules and not do anything bad that people on multiple occasions have told me, "Jaiden, you're so good all the time. You've got to be rebellious every once in a while." And I say, no. Is that a start? I was such an obedient kid, I've only been grounded once in my entire life. And that story is pretty pathetic. I was maybe 6 at the time and my parents were going out for a date night or whatever to get out of the house. Understandable. Jax was a pretty exhausting kid to deal with, so they left us with a babysitter. Now, as a kid, having a babysitter is emotionally conflicting. On one hand, you don't want this rando middle school kid to be telling you what to do. Go to bed. Psh, you're not my mom. You're not even old enough to go to the bathroom at school without asking for permission. Don't tell me what to do. But on the other hand, babysitters let you get away with way more than your parents. Oh, yeah, mom always lets us have 3 Oreos. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry. Normally, we only get to have 2 Oreos. We're so sneaky. It was getting late that night, and before it was my bedtime, I wanted to play outside on our rickety little playset. Now, I'd already gotten ready for bed. I was in my pajamas and brushed my teeth, but I figured it's not past my bedtime yet, so everything's fair game. So the babysitter watched me swing on the swings for like 5 minutes and then go down the slide one time. In the morning, when my parents were back, I woke up and they were like, "You're in trouble." Did I do something? What do you think you did? I don't know. Why do adults say that to children, by the way? What do you think you did? I don't know. Seems like you don't even know what I did and are trying to get me to rat myself out. The babysitter told us that last night you played in the backyard in your pajamas. What? We don't want you playing outside in your pajamas. You're grounded tomorrow. What the fuck? So I was grounded for a day because I played outside in my pajamas. But I cheated like 5 minutes of TV by sneak watching from around the corner, so who's the rebellious one now? There's this golf course a block or 2 down from my house that had a little lake, and my dad and I would ride our bikes to it every once in a while to feed the ducks. Also, yes, I know ducks shouldn't eat bread. If you didn't know that, don't feed wild ducks bread. Give them candy bars. We were feeding the ducks, minding our own business, when all of a sudden we hear from across the lake, "Mabel! Mabel!" There was a neighborhood of houses next to the golf course so people could look out and see the golfers. And in the distance across the lake, some lady was yelling, "Mabel! Mabel!" Wonder where Mabel is. Mabel, get over here! What are you doing? She's talking to me. Mabel, you're in so much trouble! My dad and I didn't know what to do. This lady in the distance thought I was Mabel when I was not Mabel. I am Jaiden, but she didn't know that. Mabel, what are you doing? Get back here! We pedaled away. Now, let's put ourselves in the point of view of this lady across the lake. She walks out into her backyard. What a wonderful evening. I think I'm gonna treat myself to some relaxation time out in my backyard. Working my 9-to-5 job and managing 3 children as a single mom sure is hard work, especially since my doctor says I need to lower my stress because it's starting to take a toll on my depression. Okay, maybe a bit too much creative interpretation. She's in the backyard, she looks out across the lake, and what? Who's that? Is that little old Mabel across the lake? How'd she get there? And wait, is that a strange man with her? What the? Mabel, what are you doing? Get over here! That girl is in so much trouble when she gets back home. I've told her so many times about the dangers of... Is she pedaling away with him? I hope Mabel wasn't in too much trouble when she got back home. Sorry, Mabel. This story didn't happen necessarily during my childhood, more teenagehood, but I think it's kind of funny, so I'm telling it. I went ice skating with a couple of friends one winter, maybe when I was 15, 16. It was busy, but not too busy. Side note, one time my friend invited me to go ice skating, and we were the only 2 there. It was dope, but also felt like a weird ice rink Twilight Zone. Anyway, so we were skating around, you know, like what we went there to do. I'm not anywhere near close to a good ice skater, but I hadn't fallen on my butt or head, so I considered it a successful day. After a while, we decided to do one more loop around the rink, and right before we were done, this little boy skates up to me. I wasn't very old at the time, but he was definitely younger than me, maybe 13 or something, I don't know. I looked down at him confused, and he goes, "I like your hat." Oh, by the way, I was wearing a knitted hat that looked like a raccoon, so it was a good hat. "Will you hold something for me?" Oh, okay. And I'll never forget what he says. This is possibly one of the smoothest things I've ever heard from a little 13-year-old boy. So he goes, "Will you hold something for me?" And I go, like, okay, what is it? And he goes, "My hand." I had no expectations on what he was gonna say, but that one definitely caught me off guard. I was so startled by his... what would you even call that? Pickup line request? That I stumbled back, forgetting I was on ice skates. I didn't fall, but I definitely did one of those weird twisty maneuvers that your body pulls when it's off balance and trying not to fall down. The boy skated off because I think he wasn't expecting to actually physically startle me. Thinking about it, if you were to try and use a pickup line on someone and their immediate response is to be so surprised they almost fall backwards, I don't know how to interpret that. Obviously, it's not what you want, but, I mean, that's gotta be some sort of achievement. I wonder what would have happened if I decided to say yes to that kid instead of being a freaked out spaz. Maybe there was something there and we could have had a whole future with each other and had great times together, and I'll never know. He's out there in the world right now and I'm talking about him and he probably doesn't even know it. Do you like to make up fake life scenarios for other people? I'm gonna pretend he's going to university to be an orthopedic surgeon. Look it up. Okay, I'll just tell you. It's a doctor who specializes in hands. See where I'm... Yeah. What if he tells his story every once in a while to his friends? Dude, no, like, this one time when I was like 13, I ice skated up to this random girl in an ice rink and asked her to hold my hand, even though I didn't know her. Lol, random. She slipped on the ice though, and it was weird. I just skated away. Meh, yeah, nah, I actually don't really care. My life's pretty fine without him. Have fun with your hand surgeries, my dude. Bye. For the past few months, I've actually been really busy. Well, I'm always busy working on videos and stuff, but this time it's a different kind of busy. Busy as in, I'm leaving the house and doing things. like an average person. In my defense, it's a lot more than normal, okay? Don't judge me yet. In April, there was VidCon Europe, then in May, I went to Phoenix Comic-Con, I was moving, followed by VidCon US, and right after that, we had a meetup in Boise, Idaho. It was nuts, and I almost emotionally died. But that's not the point. I did a lot of traveling, and I'm gonna talk about that part. I think it's a fairly common thing to have traveled at least a little bit, and if you haven't, you should leave. Just kidding, you can stay. It's okay. I don't know about any other airports, but the one I went to in Arizona had bathrooms that were almost completely hands-free. I'm talking automatic toilets, hands-free sinks, hands-free soap and paper towel dispensers. You could walk in and pretty much touch nothing. I had a moment in there where I thought, whoa, if you had no arms or hands, you could totally still use this bathroom. Thinking like, man, this is so progressive. And then I had the realization, oh wait, people without hands don't need to wash their hands. I want to talk about passport photos. Can we talk about passport photos for a sec? Like, people aren't allowed to smile anymore? I don't like that rule. They say it can make it more difficult for facial recognition if you're smiling, but okay, put it this way. Not smiling in my passport photo made me look like I'm a drug dealer who smoked too much alcohol. And I'm just looking out for the police here, but 99% of the time, I'd like to think that I don't look like that. Hopefully. Moving sidewalks. There's not much else to say here. I really love the moving sidewalks airports have, and I wish more places had them. I've imagined, what if we replaced cars and roads with moving sidewalks? Because then people can just go at speeds they want to, and if you crash into someone, then it's like, oh, sorry, man. And there's less blood and death and stuff. Each lane could have a different belt speed, getting faster as you go to the left. And to go even faster, you can just run and go super speed. Think of all the other benefits replacing cars and roads would have. It could reduce pollution, you don't need to pay for gas, it'll get people in shape, you get to feel like Sonic, and most importantly, moving sidewalks are cool. And I want to walk on them more than just in airports because they're cool. Opening the topic to more than just the airport, actually boarding the plane is a complete hassle. First of all, you have to walk down the aisle to your seat, and it always seems like there's a person that's trying to get from seat 30 to like seat 6 in the middle of everyone getting on. The aisle's barely wide enough for someone to just stand in. Attempting to squish past the flow of everyone isn't gonna get anyone anywhere anytime soon. And like, dude, if you have seat 6, how do you even get to the very back of the plane without realizing you should have turned around sooner? It's in numerical order. There's never gonna be a situation where you're walking down and it's like, seat 24, seat 25, seat 26. Oh, seat 3! There it is! If you're stuck in the back, just wait until it's more clear to walk. You've got time, don't worry. It's not gonna be like, okay, everyone's on the plane? Going up! It's also weird to think that the strangers around you are the people who you're gonna be spending the next how many hours with. I get nervous thinking about who's gonna be in the seat next to me because it's a complete gamble and I have no idea what they're gonna be like. For one of my flights, when I got to my seat, the people next to me were already there, and even though I'm super shy, I still wanted to be polite, so I tried to catch their eye to give them a friendly smile. Like, I know we're strangers who don't know a thing about each other and are about to spend 4 hours on the border of popping our personal bubbles, but hey, we cool. I wanted to do that type of smile at them, but I couldn't. I was trying to make quick eye contact to do it, but they were totally acting like I wasn't there. I attempted a few more times and then realized there's a relatively big chance they could tell I kept glancing at them, which is weird in and of itself. And if they actually let me catch their eye after that, the fact that I would have just smiled at them and said nothing probably would have given the opposite type of effect I was going for. So that was something I was anxious about during the entire flight. There's this little girl across the aisle from me. By the way, the aisle is the far superior of all other seats. I mean, sure, window seat has the window, but it's the same thing after like 20 minutes. Clouds. The aisle lets you easily get up and go to the bathroom without having to shove your butt in your neighbor's face, and you're not trapped in the corner like a sardine. Writing this script made me think airplanes are kinda like flying human tins of sardines. Either way, if we don't agree on the obvious superiority of the aisle seat, I think we can both safely agree no one likes the sad sack of the middle seat. No one. If you do, no, you don't. Anyway, so there was this little girl across the aisle from me, and she was super chipper and peppy, talking to her mom and having fun. At one point, she looked over at me and said, "I like your shoes." And you know how you get into a mode where you aren't expecting anyone to try and communicate or interact with you, so you kind of go into life autopilot? Well, I was in the middle of that, so she really caught me off guard, and I had to quickly reboot and say, "Oh, thank you." It was nice of her to say, but man did she catch me at a bad time. My brain was completely out to lunch. I thought it was also funny that after she said that, she immediately looked at her mom like, "Did you see me be nice and compliment that girl's shoes?" The mom didn't do much.
She looked tired. After I thanked her, I thought that was the end of the interaction, but she started talking more. When I was her age, I was a shy turtle of a human being and didn't want to talk to anyone, so I was surprised at how social and amiable this girl was for being so young. She was talking to me for maybe like 15 or so minutes, and I would tell you what we talked about, but the entire time I had absolutely no idea what she was saying to me. The fact that the plane jets were so loud and we were separated by an aisle made it so I could see her mouth moving, and it was obvious she was making sounds, but there was no communication going on between the two of us. It was an awkward 15 minutes of me smiling and agreeing and fake laughing, and I just let it happen. I hope I did good in that conversation. It was kind of like a multiple choice test and I didn't know any of the answers, so I just randomly filled in bubbles. I hope she wasn't some devil-worshipping possessed child and she said something like, "Wouldn't it be cool if Satan struck this plane down mid-flight and we hurled down to the earth in a ball of fiery terror?" And I was just like, yep. And with that, I'm back home and ready to work on videos again. I have no idea what the next one's gonna be about, but I'll think of something. Having no ideas isn't gonna stop me. This isn't me asking for video ideas. I don't take those for the most part, so don't comment any, because I won't take it. Huge thanks to Jom for animating a few scenes in this video. He saved me a huge chunk of time and did a better job than I ever could dream of doing. Like, did you see that dope anime scene where I was talking about the moving sidewalks and going super speed? If you were like, "Holy crap, Jaiden, that was incredible. How did you animate that?" It's because I didn't animate it. Go follow Jom on Twitter or something and tell him how great he is and how he's so much better than me at making my own videos. One more thing, if you haven't seen already, there's Ari plushes that are on pre-order right now if you want to get one of those bad boys. The order cutoff is Friday, August 11th, and after that, it'll be a long time before you'll have the chance to get them again. The coupon code DOG is still going to be active too if you want 10% off, and since they're pre-orders, they're expected to ship in September. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I love you, and make good choices, and don't do heroin. Hair is most often one of the most defining things someone can have to distinguish what kind of person they are. Artsy, sophisticated, Asian, bald. Hey, did you know that you're bald? Yes, thank you. My mom is a hairdresser, so I've been lucky enough to never have to worry about haircuts. Ever. Free haircuts for life. That's the biggest positive to having a hairdresser as a parent. Unless your parent doesn't give you special treatment. There you go, sweetie. I love you. You're so handsome. That'll be $50. But mine does, so that sucks for you. I've never had anyone else cut my hair, and it wasn't until I moved to California that I realized I didn't trust anyone else to cut my hair. Like I said, hair is something that makes an impact on first impressions, and if you get a bad haircut, it's pretty much expressing, "Hello, nice to meet you. Yes, I do make bad decisions." I've got really dummy thick hair, and a lot of it. People often give me compliments on my dummy thick hair, but it's really not as great as you think it is. I'm sure there's a bunch of ways I can style it to be really cool and nice, but I was cursed with not giving a crap, so most of the time I just try to get by without doing anything. I need a haircut that's just naturally good 99% of the time, because if it's not, then what am I gonna do about it? Just feel dusty that day, that's what. That's the yin to the yang of having a hairdresser parent. Since my mom did my hair every day growing up, I never learned how to do anything good with it myself. And now I'm out of the nest and at the mercy of the hair gods, armed with no skills whatsoever. So that's why I was really nervous about going to a new hairdresser at first. How is a random, highly trained professional stylist who's been doing hair for 20 years gonna know anything? My mom knows what I like. But I went to a really good place and they did a good job and I like it. It looks exactly the same and like I didn't spend more money than I should have to get it done. The style I have right now is pretty generic. Bangs that swoop to the side and medium length with layers. I'd also like to mention how it doesn't do the weird tufty swoops like this in real life. I don't know how I ended up drawing myself like this. Also, literally no one can draw it and they complain to me about it when they try, so sorry about that. But something you probably didn't know about me is that I have an undercut, and you wouldn't see it because it's hidden when my hair is down. I'm super sneaky like that. I've had it for probably a year and a half now, and there were two main reasons why I wanted to get it. One, because I was getting bored with my hair and wanted to do something different. And two, because I have way too much hair on my head, and it was driving me insane. Oh my god, it just needed to go. It takes half a day to dry if I take a shower in the morning, and if any slight breeze hits it when it's damp, it'll puff up uncontrollably. You can see my hair sheds much more because they're like long dark snakes all over the place. It looks like the girl from The Ring ran ran back and forth down a single path in my house. They also travel like birds in the wind. I don't know how they do it. I'm pretty impressed with them, actually. My roommate will find hairs in their room and clothes. Friends will find them in their house when I've never been there before. There's probably a radius around my house that's just contaminated. Scientists have found that you're never more than 3 kilometers away from a Jaiden hair. So getting an undercut, while not a complete solution to my hair problem, was helpful because now I just have less hair to lose. I'm content with the hairstyle I've got now. It's gone through a lot growing up. For most of my childhood, it was pretty long and straight. You can see that when James and I watched my childhood videos. There was one time in 6th grade where my mom accidentally cut it too short and it looked like a coconut, but we're not going down that path today. My mom always wanted me to do fun stuff with my hair, so she'd always be like, let's do something cool with your hair. And I've been like, no, I'm fine. I like being average and having no attention-grabbing features. But in freshman year of high school, I was like, new school, new me, let's do it. So we put 2 streaks of red in my hair, which I thought was really cool. Dave, I'm coming for your brand. Twice. That lasted maybe half a year until I wanted to change the color of the streaks, so we went a little further and made them purple into pink streaks. Then after I got bored of that, we went even further, and instead of having the streaks, we made the ends fade into purple into pink. I like that one a lot because you could see the color more often. Then in college, I changed from purple into pink into purple. It was more subtle, but I liked it a lot. It was probably my favorite of the color styles I had. Everything was great about the colored hair, except not because it was annoying. If any of you have had colored hair, which I'm assuming statistically at least one of you have because it's the internet and we're quirky, then you know the hell of maintaining colored hair. Right after you get it done, you take a shower and all of a sudden the dye is staining the water and the bathroom and literally everything. Goodbye, white towels. I never trusted you anyway. You go to sleep with damp hair. Oh, I didn't know the white pillowcase I own is actually a quarter purpley pink exactly where I put my head. After like a week or two, it starts just straight up looking bad. Everything's faded and it looks like an ugly straw that isn't a color. So you've got to go back to the salon at least every month to assure people that the ugly straw isn't a decision you made and it actually does look good, I promise. And if your hairdresser isn't your mom, then sucks for you. That's at least $200 literally down this purple stained drain again. I'm not here to say colored hair is bad and not worth it. I enjoyed it a lot when I had it. I'm just mentioning the law of equivalent exchange that comes with having really dope looking hair. Would I have colored hair again? Probably not. Do I regret when I did have it? Probably not. I had fun and got it all out of my system, and now I like having my natural hair color again. Want to hear something probably gross? No, wait. Please don't leave. One time when I was a kid, it was Sunday morning, and I went into my parents' room to watch cartoons on their TV. And as I got onto their bed to get comfy, I felt something weird and tickly on my leg. So I looked to see what it was, and somehow one of my mom's hairs was thick enough to pierce through a shallow part of my skin and out again. So it was like I sewed my leg with one of my mom's hairs. It didn't really bother me. I just pulled it out and kept watching cartoons, but I still think about it every once in a while. I think my mom's Hercules. I like my hair. I wish I knew more about how to style or do stuff with it. I'm kind of intimidated by my hair because I don't want to make it look bad, so I'm content with just having it do its thing most of the time. And if it's bad, it's only like 50% my fault. Luckily, I can draw it in any way I want, and you'll never know if it's messed up or not. I want to know if anyone else has experienced being pierced by a hair strand, because I don't know anyone else who has. Since it's Christmas, I have a Christmas poster my friend Kelsey made being sold on the store if you're interested. Just wanted to let you know because, I don't know, some people like posters. I also wanted to say thanks for the really great feedback on the Nuzlocke video. It was a lot of work and the team and I were super glad you seemed to really enjoy it because it did really well, actually. I'd like to do another sometime, but we need a bit of a break because that was a lot of work. No promises, but also not promising anything. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, unless you skip to the end, which means you're a freak. Hey guys, so I'm gonna start doing some Q&A videos so we can all learn about who I am and we can all be connected and friends and stuff. Anyway, okay, so the first question is, how old are you and what made you do animations? So, I've gotten so many questions. Are you in college? Are you in high school? How old are you? I'm 17, I'm in my last year of high school, so I'm going into college next year, but yeah. As for animation-wise, I really have no idea how I got into animation. I've always been drawing ever since I was little, and I just all of a sudden wanted to do animation, so I looked it up, I didn't take any classes, and I taught myself, and I'm not a professional at all. I'm pretty sure I'm doing everything wrong, so I don't think you guys want to learn from me. You should probably learn from a professional like I didn't do. When did you start animating? Now, this is a funny story. I'm sure you've all seen that terrible mother animation that I made for Cupquake, right? Yep, that was my first animation that I ever made in my entire life. Like I said, I'm not a professional at all. I just jumped straight into it. I did my best. I had no idea what I was doing, but it turned out pretty well. And I'm so glad that so many of you had such positive feedback and you loved it and you want more. And that's really what helps me grow as an animator. So thank you. Next question. Do you have anything big planned, like a long video or something? For this channel, no. But, as you guys know, I work for Cupquake, and the animation that we are working on right now is amazing. It's turning out so well, and I think you guys are gonna love it, maybe even more than Terrible Mother and Dino Killer, the other ones that we have out. It's different. It's a lot different from the Minecraft shorts, but it's my favorite out of all of them so far. It's probably not going to be out for a couple months because it's different. I'm trying not to give you guys any hints, but you're going to be wanting to watch it 5 days a week. Trust me. Quickly, it's life or death. You have to pick between having hands for feet or feet for hands. Do it at that. Considering that I need my hands to be doing animation and drawing, I'll probably have feet for hands. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely hands for feet, no questions asked. But seriously, I've tried drawing with my feet before, and it is hard. Props to people with no hands, and they have to draw with their feet. Next up, are you ever going to vlog on your YouTube channel? Now, I'm taking this as, what do you look like? And I knew I was going to get this question eventually, but right now I'm only focusing on getting animations out because that's what I think is really important. I guess I can tell you a little bit on what I look like. My dad is white or Caucasian, and my mom is Japanese, and they both grew up in Canada, so I'm like white, Japanese, Canadian, but I also live in the US, so that's a little bit on my background. But who knows, maybe in the future I'll show you guys what I look like, but for now, no. Why do you make videos for Cupquake? Okay, this is something that a lot of you guys probably are wondering. I used to be just a fan of Cupquake. I just watched their videos, I was just a subscriber, that was it. But one day I decided to send in a fan art and they posted it on their channel and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh. They liked my art, I should send more. And they started kind of talking a little bit about it, and they also mentioned the fact that they were looking into animating some moments in their videos. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to animate, but I was thinking about learning how to animate. So I sent them a message. I said, hey, I kind of know the basics of animation, and they kind of already knew me by my art. So they're like, okay, what's your email? What's your Skype? Let's get in contact. Let's make this happen. And one thing led to another, and out came Terrible Mother, and you guys loved it so much, we just had to make more, and that's how this whole animation thing started. So that's why I'm telling you guys, you have to get yourself out there, because my whole career basically just started by sending in a fan art, which is a prime example why you don't know what possibilities are out there. You just need to pop your bubble and form the path that you want to take. What inspires you to draw or animate? And this is a really quick answer. It's you guys. All the support and all the love and comments you guys leave for me is the most inspiration that I could ever have. And you guys don't know this, but I really doubt myself when I make animations. On all my videos so far, I've always been working on it in the middle of working, and I just think to myself, I don't even know if this is funny. I don't even think that you guys are gonna like this. And I think about just starting over and doing something else, but I just post it and all the comments are so nice. There's a little bit of criticism, but it's like really good criticism. And it's like, maybe you should do this. And it's really nice. And you're all so polite. And that's really what inspires me. So as long as you guys help support this channel and me, then you guys are definitely going to be getting more animations. So thank you guys. I want to also thank you guys for 13,000 subscribers in 2 months. I have no words. That's beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Well, that's all the questions I'm going to answer for this video. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Also, if you want to be updated on the channel, know when I'm taking questions for more Q&A videos, or even getting a day in advance notification on when I'm posting an animation, follow me on Twitter at Jaiden Animation, and check out my DeviantArt where I post some of my drawings. Anyway, thanks for all the support and all the love, and I'll see you again later. Bye! Hello everyone! Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. As you know, as most of you should know, I was really busy working on the new Aya's Cupcake animation, the Surgeon Simulator one, but I am back, and I'm working on my next animation for you all. But for now, here's some questions that you've sent to me through Twitter and DeviantArt. Where do you get your animation ideas for your channel? I've just gotten all my ideas from society and the world around us, whether it be from noticing things, just walking around, embarrassing real-life experiences. So basically, all the stories that I'm animating for you all are just from the juices of life. Do you have any animation tips or tricks? When I was just starting, like I said in my last Q&A, my first animation experience was a huge project, and at the time I had no idea how to actually animate or do anything, and it was scary, it was intimidating, so I would say don't start off with a huge idea or skit because chances are it'll get overwhelming, it'll get confusing, you don't know what the heck in the world is going on, so start off with the basics. I don't know, like a bouncing ball or a walking guy, just to get an understanding of the animation process, and then you can go from there. Will you make animations for other YouTubers? I would love to work with other YouTubers. Working with Cupcake is so awesome, they are amazing people, and I'd love to reach out to some other YouTube channels. I've recently become obsessed with British YouTubers, so I feel like it'd be fun to work with one of them. My favorites are Dan and Phil, most of you should know them, and I feel like they would have some really great animation ideas. Maybe you guys can help me get in contact with them, like tweet them or something. I don't know. Moving on. Am I Team Torchic, Team Trico, or Team Mudkip? Pokemon Ruby was the first ever Pokemon game I ever played, and it's my favorite. And the first time I ever played through it, I picked Torchic, and ever since I was hooked, I love Torchic. Torchic is bae. Also, Blaziken is tied with being my all-time favorite Pokemon ever. Not to say that I dislike Trico or Mudkip, I still love them both, but I always go with my fiery karate chicken. What is 2 plus 2? Do I need to? If I could be any animal that matches my personality, what would it be? This is kind of a funny coincidence because in junior high, I was in a class and somehow we got on the topic of deciding what animal I would be, and apparently the class thought I would be a bunny, so I guess being a bunny wouldn't be that bad. You know, hopping around, eating grass, until you're savagely eaten by a coyote. But, you know, besides that, that'd be pretty cool. How big of a Pokemon fan are you? You all do not understand. I am such a big Pokemon fan. I've played almost all the main games, some side games, I have merchandise, and I actually play it competitively. Yes, there is a technical side to Pokemon that many people are not aware of. It includes complicated things like EVs, IVs, natures, stats, abilities, stuff like that. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you are not ready. Once you are enlightened, you can never play it the same way again. You have been warned. Do you like drawing traditionally or digitally? I started off drawing on paper just like anyone else would. Crayons, markers, stuff like that. So I was always used to paper when I was growing up. But when I got my first drawing pad, I started drawing digitally a lot more. And now I really like drawing digitally just because it's so much easier to fix things or undo something. Control Z is my god. so I am much more of a digital drawer now. Do you play any other games other than Pokemon? I'm just a big Nintendo fan. All my favorite games are made by them. I love Animal Crossing, Kirby, Smash Bros, Mario. Kate and I love playing Cooking Mama together because we raged when we ruined the dish by washing all the rice down the sink, or burning the beef in the stir-fry because the stupid onions wouldn't cook fast enough. I basically enjoy all the cute cartoony games. What is your advice for people learning to draw? I would say, don't let anything discourage you. If you're passionate enough towards drawing, then you need to keep doing it. Practice literally makes perfect when it comes to drawing. One tip that I figured out is you shouldn't compare your work with other people's. Everyone draws differently, they all have their own style, and comparing yourself only discourages you. Also, listen to what other people say about your work. Don't just quote-unquote block out the haters, because the art world is based on criticism and how people perceive your artwork, so listening to other people's points of view can help you grow as an artist and get better. Well, that's all the questions I have time for. Thank you to everyone who sent one in. If you want to ask a question for the next Q&A, be sure to follow me on Twitter and DeviantArt. I love you all, and goodbye! You know those parent or adult parties your parents had when you were little, where all the adults would get together at a house and push all their kids off into another room and say, "Now play together." Well, one time when I was probably about 6 or 7, my family had a parent party, and all the kids decided to play hide and seek together. So I ran into the bathroom and hid behind the shower curtain, and looking back at this, I realized how horrible of a hiding spot that is, because that's basically the only spot you can hide in the bathroom, and I probably would have been found easily in a matter of minutes. But anyway, I was sitting there in the bathtub when someone walked into the bathroom, and I thought it was a seeker, so I stayed really quiet, but then I heard the door shut and the sound of someone opening the toilet lid. It was definitely not a seeker. Or one of the kids, for that matter. Turns out, I had to sit in the bathtub completely motionless, listening to some guy pee for a good amount of time. And the whole time I was so scared he would look behind the shower curtain and find me just sitting in the bathtub, thinking I was trying to watch people pee or something. So eventually he left and I could get out of the bathroom, and after that I was done. I was done playing hide and seek for a very long time after that. And no, he didn't wash his hands.
導け星影最後まで戦えるように泥まみれだって逃げ続けて嘘でロリ色として走り回ってやっと溢れ出した遅い旅に気にピン逆らってとがめなんて押してしまえば君が追うのか変わらずに No my name No my name 導け星影最後まで戦えるように泥まみれだって決して諦めないよピアテオにはそばにいるから二人で立ち向かおう僕らきっと Rise above 転んだとしてもやめないと決めた君がいるからそう二人で立ち向かおう僕らきっと Rise above